Got me feeling some type of way. I think I might pick a fight with my wife, get a bite, throw my life away. Your boy's cold, an offshore wind at the bottom of the bottle and the floor spins. And the haze mixed thoughts of abortion. I drown them out, drink more of my distortion. Another sad soul, another war here. I'm lost more friends, more endorphins. A divorce ends and the Lord grins. And I'm stuck doing coke in New Orleans. I'm atrocious. Turning the mo voices 3, 4, 5 and I'm feeling for more doses. Feeling like I'm out of control. Feeling like I'm losing my soul. 1 and 2 are turning the mo voices 3, 4, 5 and I'm feeling for more doses. Feeling like I'm out of control. Feeling like I'm losing my soul. Oh shit, we got 3rd degree in this motherfucker. Yeah, K to the R, you know what's up, man. That's what it is, man. I tell the bartender not to spill my drink. That's right, man. I need that shit full to the brim, you know what I'm saying? Feel this shit, though. Yo, I hit the bar with my pockets swole. Ain't tryna drop a flow. But you ain't see me with my brim tipping sockets low. I'm tryna get my drink on, that's how we rock and roll. You drinking like we drink, boy, make sure your cup is full. You see me in the club, but I ain't here to dance. Your girl smiling at me, shit, I'm just here to glance. Sipping that silver 7, dripping, you got to go. We snatch your bitch and make her pop, lock and drop it low. No, don't try me, I'm tipsy. You run your lips and get hissy. Me, I don't think you really want it with me. I'm saying, you think we playing, we ain't. What it is ain't no game. Shit, it's cool if you hang, but if you swerve in our lane, we get to chopping quick. That's if you're talking shit. I warn you once, we ain't the ones you should be fucking with. We 20 deep, partner. You know that's how we roll. We take it toe to toe, lock and load, blow for blow. You see me at the bar while you trying to act hard. Don't be coming at me running your lips. Don't want it with me. What it is, I'm finna get my drink on. What it is, I'm here to get my drink on. You see me in the club and your girl show us love. Don't be coming at me talking that shit. Don't want it with me. What it is, I'm finna get my drink on. What it is, I'm here to get my drink on.
What it is, I'm drinking goose and getting illy. Shit, I'm ready for the drama. If I hate it, acting silly. I got a little pilly, but the cannon's in the trunk. So if I make it to the Chevy, then somebody's fucked up. But right now I'm going hard, 3rd focused on the stallion. I'm a baller, baby, so I brought a couple thousand. Nope, I ain't gon' blow it on you. I'm the red cup king, so I'ma blow it on Goose. I can't help but notice that suckers in they feelings and they been eyeing reckless since we came in the building, but it don't really bother us, man. We on some real shit, really trying to chill, but we can make it ugly real quick. We here to drink, so we gon' get our drink on. They bumping gums, then we gon' get our bang on. What it is, tell me what it's gon' be. Nigga out of bounds, 40 calories, what he gon' see?
You see me at the bar while you trying to act hard. Don't be coming at me running your lips. Don't want it with me. What it is, I'm finna get my drink on. What it is, I'm here to get my drink on. You see me in the club and your girl show us love. Don't be coming at me talking that shit. Don't want it with me. What it is, I'm finna get my drink on. What it is, I'm here to get my drink on. We buy a drink at the bar and tell them leave the bottle. This ain't no role model type of shit that you should follow. I'm feeling good, don't be trying to break my buzz, baby. I'm way too lit for that drama, even if I was crazy. We get it poppin' when I'm rolling with 3rd. Fuck the table, we the ones to drink you out to the curb. Don't be mad cause your girl wanna party with some rock stars who hit the block hard. Pussy ain't no Pop-Tarts, we make it pop hard. Feel the effects, Taking shots to the head like it's Russian roulette. See, we ain't come to fight and let off. Just here to take the edge off. But if you trippin', we won't hesitate to take your head off. You know the name, you can see it on my back. Know the voice, you can hear it on the track. Do it live, ladies. Go on and get your freak on. Put your cups up. Go on and get your drink on. See me at the bar while you trying to act hard. Don't be coming at me running your lips. Don't want it with me. What it is, I'm finna get my drink on. What it is, I'm here to get my drink on. You see me in the club and your girl show us love. Don't be coming at me talking that shit. Don't want it with me. What it is, I'm finna get my drink on. What it is, I'm here to get my drink on. Yeah, man, that's what it is, baby. And you see me at the bar, you see me at the club, man. Behind me and shit. You know what's up, man. That's what it is in this motherfucker. 2008 shit, man. We ain't playing either, boy. Let's go. Now you can find me with my eyes slow, riding low, passenger side. Gotta make them heads start turning while I'm passing them by. Soon as I step up on the scene, I see that look in your eye. I tell them they don't really want it. Nah, they don't really want it. Better back up off this kid. Let your lid. Shit, they say I'm off the grid. Toss your bid, I stick your mid. Ain't nobody else do it like I did. I get that green, you know my style. Know how the fuck I break this down. I make it pound when I hit your town. I kick that crown, you don't dick around. I'm in this main. Yeah, you see me. Other rhymers wanna be me. Big timers, big signers. Call my phone and say they need me. Cause we bring it hard. Every track, every bar, every time, every rhyme. But when I bring it up, better get mine. I ball, man. From the go. Never act like you ain't know. I ain't playing bad. I bring it. No, I mean it from the flow. Overdrive every show. High speed, never slow. Never fall, never fade. Never pay to play a show. I keep it gutter. We always grind me. You can find me in the back of the club. We sit with something shiny. I'm on that silver 7, super do it. I can do it, baby. All bets off. It's on when I sets off. Set it off, set it off, set it off, set it off. You can roll if you wanna, but you know you're gonna have to let it ride, let it ride, let it ride, let it ride. When the chips on the table, hope you able enough to let it ride, let it ride, let it ride, let it ride. When the chips on the table, hope you able enough to set it off, set it off, set it off, set it off. You can roll if you wanna, but you know you're gonna have to set it off.
Tycoon, yes, I hold down my city. From the middle where the map you dudes is silly. You act like you don't know me, but you keep jocking us. Real talk, no game, so put your whistles up. Game over, not flip, you talking crazy, get flipped. Not the sock, I hear the flows that will leave you a cotton mouth. Hey, crib when I enter, these lames know what I claim. It's a shame if they don't, I have a sprint to the center. Where I'm from, we get it cracking, fresh 2-3s on the feet and jeans, you never see me slacking. The killer city keep lyrics that boggle minds. On the fit in 2 letters and ain't no joke, but man. Fella dogs, DT, one way, my entourage straight deep kids, so don't play. Next time you in the neck of my woods, just wait, I'll show you cause I am the stakes, yeah.
Set it off, set it off, set it off. You can roll if you wanna, but you know you're gonna have to let it ride, let it ride, let it ride, let it ride. When the chips on the table, hope you able enough to let it ride, let it ride, let it ride, let it ride. When the chips on the table, hope you able enough to set it off, set it off, set it off, set it off. You can roll if you wanna, but you know you're gonna have to set it off, set it off, set it off, set it off. You can roll if you wanna, but you know you're gonna have to let it ride. KC mode, stand up one time. We bring it hard. You know the name. We ain't front, never stun, we ain't changed. Yeah. KC, know we running this spot. Hey yo, tell these motherfuckers that we coming. Ready, bring it hard. You know the name. We ain't front, never stun, we ain't changed. Yeah. KC, know we running this spot. Hey yo, tell these motherfuckers that we coming. Ready, boom, boom, make room. Yeah, we back, turn your system up. Yeah, all your haters sit back, better listen up. Listen, as I bring it to you bar for bar. Enough blast to blow the speakers out the back of your car. Ha! I'm in the position to steal your attention. When I'm spitting to make you feel what was written. Fear what I vision. Swimming in the tears that we're missing. Years that were given from intellect to verbal collision. Come on. Been serving detentions for nervous decisions. Makes me start to wonder who loves and who hates me. But I stay focused with my head up high. Middle finger to my critics while I'm passing you by. Yeah, we coming hard if you're ready or not. Your favorite rapper in the game, yeah, we taking his spot. Credulous and that vandal by the name of Lloyd Daniel, about to make them start banging their heads. Yeah, you know we bring it hard. You know the name. We ain't front, never stun, we ain't changed. Yeah. KC, know we running this spot. Hey yo, tell these motherfuckers that we coming. Ready, bring it hard. You know the name. We ain't front, never stun, we ain't changed. Yeah. KC, know we running this spot. Hey yo, tell these motherfuckers that we coming. Ready, yeah. That's one for the money. Dose for those who show respect for my music and support of my shows. Three for the ladies who get out on the floor. Recite every word like they fell in love with my flows. Four for the haters who keep fueling my fire. Cynical smiles just make it hard to retire. Five for the credit crew, especially you. Those who keep screaming out, that's how we do. That's how we do. Yeah, my fans are crazy. They support me from KC to Germany, baby. Feeling what I'm doing, so I do what I feel. Realest to the real without a six-figure deal. I got my name on your girl and she wearing it proud. Then she hear me on the radio and turn it up loud. Make it pound, make it rock in your city, in your block. It sound like KC, know we coming. Ready, bring it hard. You know the name. We ain't front, never stun, we ain't changed. Yeah. KC, know we running this spot. Hey yo, tell these motherfuckers that we coming. Ready, bring it hard. You know the name. We ain't front, never stun, we ain't changed. Yeah. KC, know we running this spot. Hey yo, tell these motherfuckers that we coming. Ready or not. Credulous and Lloyd Daniel. We on the track, bring it back harder than a heart attack. Know what I'm saying? Cause we stay true, cause we rolling with the Greg crew. You know that's how we do. Yeah, I'm heard with the best of them. Serve to the rest of them. Make these motherfuckers get nervous and start checking them. Checking off my list of real MCs. It's only time for somebody gon' blow in KC. I'm like something you can never erase. You want a track? Yeah, I got you. Hit me up on MySpace. We coming hard, every bar leaves scars. Regardless opposition, my position is flawless. Made them feeling 04, bouncing 05. Y'all get every ounce of energy from me till I die. So when you hear this going, throw your hands high. Now make that shit bounce like you would in your ride. We bring it hard, harder than steel. I know you feel me. Real, realer than the next, what you expect. You never find no one to fill my slot. Hey yo, tell these motherfuckers that we coming. Ready, bring it hard. You know the name. We ain't front, never stun, we ain't changed. Yeah. KC, know we running this spot. Hey yo, tell these motherfuckers that we coming. Ready, bring it hard. You know the name. We ain't front, never stun, we ain't changed. Yeah. KC, know we running this spot. Hey yo, tell these motherfuckers that we coming. Ready or not.
I'm KC. I'm KC. I'm KC. I'm KC. I'm KC. I'm Kansas City, but they call it Killer City. KANSASCITY. Ask where I'm from, then they'll see my reply. I'm KC till the day that me die. Been reppin' 81691 Trace since I knee high.
Maurice Green. I'm Tech 9, Travis, and Strange Street Team. Every night we pop. I'm Icy Rock. I'm DJ Fresh, DJ Rice. I might be Jock. I'm K-Rock. I'm a fallen soldier. A royal in the major league, so they all oppose us. Fort KC, Chief 68 Riots. I'm Gates and Sons, Jack Stacks, and Arthur Bryant. I'm a real rider. Call me Shantae. I'm Killer City. Boop, boop, boop. Out a Hyundai. I'm the popper, the pretty face on the poster. I'm the plaza. P&L is on the roast. I'm Country View, where I'm known to post up. At the Bristol with Ron drinking on mimosas. Got a little sweet vodka, I'm already sipping. I'm Don Cheadle, Little Bobby, and I'm Eddie Griffin. I'm KC. I'm KC. I'm KC. I'm KC. I'm KC. I'm KC. I'm Kansas City, but they call it Killer City. KANSASCITY. Ask where I'm from, then they'll see my reply. I'm KC till the day that me die. Been reppin' 81691 Trace since I'm knee-high. Go chicken, go with them fire gizzards. I'm Kansas City Monarchs and the KC Wiz. I'm Holy Temple. I'm Bill Bacon. I'm Bonzil and Captain Bonzil throwing helipods. Like I'm Romeo. Had a club called The Heart where many people were known to go. I'm Town Center, Crown Center, Sprint Center, Kipper Arena, Starlight, Independence Event Center. I'm Southeast Center, John Sams, Carol Green. I'm Brittany Atkins, Lincoln High School girls team. I'm the Gants, I'm the Duns, I'm the Bears, I'm the Willises and Dooleys. Rep for Casey like I'm Paris. I'm Ant Peeler. I'm Joe Rainey, the Rush Brothers, Tyrone Lou, and all ballers that go Maney. I'm Jeff Dayton, Daryl Kearney plus Terrell. I'm Hogan High, so I'm Marcus Denman from the 12. I'm KC. I'm KC. I'm KC. I'm KC. I'm KC. I'm KC. I'm Kansas City, but they call it Killer City. KANSASCITY. Ask where I'm from, then they'll see my reply. I'm KC till the day that me die. Been reppin' 81691 Trace since I'm knee-high. Ike Lee Joe, D-Loke and Dilemma Flow. I'm the Chateau Lounge, Conference Cove and Chemicals. I'm the Bannister, the Landon, and Oak Park. I'm Longview Lake, Brush Creek, and Swope Park. R.I.P. Lunatic, my bro that got me. I'm Janelle Monáe, Eminem and Jodie Watley. Hustling on 7-1, making pit stops. I be writing for a living like I'm Jason Whitlock. Get my shirt done by Dempsey on Steve-O, pumping like 40 Highway with Big T and Pizzo. Comment Sean Malto when I skate through. Out my window at the courthouse loft, there's a great view. I'm Fairyland Park, one day on a carousel. Prospect Truce, I'm Quindero and Parallel. I'm Niecy, plus I'm Peachtree. Call 816 and 913 if ever need to reach me. I'm KC. I'm KC. I'm KC. I'm KC. I'm KC. I'm KC. I'm Kansas City, but they call it Killer City. KANSASCITY. Ask where I'm from, then they'll see my reply. I'm KC till the day that me die. Been reppin' 81691 Trace since I'm knee-high.
Prayer to my guardian angel. Most angels smile. They look after you, protect you. My angels cry. Angel of God, my guardian dear. Ever this day, be at my side. Rule and guide me. KR, Lord Daniel, tears of an angel. Let's go. I'ma speak real clear. No drugs, no drinking, so I hope you follow what I'm speaking when I rip this. Let me give this thing called forgiveness. One more shot, tell me, can I get a witness? I can look into the face of the sinner every time I take a look in the mirror. No fear when I ride this train, hide this pain. Wishing I could just disappear. Sometimes I cry. Tell myself looking back in my 25 years on this earth. Most days I try to be a better man with a better plan, get a better hand, but it hurts. See, I fiend for the worst. Dream and I curse. Speaking a verse, so in need of a nurse when I walk alone, all on my own. When you're near, unclear what I hear, but at first, look it down now. Yeah, I can hear you calling, but I'm falling further away. Live my life in a day. Don't let me throw it away. So I hope and I pray, but I keep sailing away. Put the nail in my grave, cause I don't follow your fate. See, the years went by and the tears I cried never did no good, so I'm dry now. You can see it in my soul. Try to be an angel, but I fail, so why try to fly now? I can try to succeed, never spread my seed, but I bleed when I grieve, so it's clear now. Heard it rains when you cry, man. It's been raining for a long time. Someone shed a tear for me.
I've heard people call this crazy maze life. I get no chance to do it over again. Is this the only one I get before I get dismissed? Man, do I get another continue to play and imitate the kid? Get my redo to do what I should have did or did what I didn't do when I wanted to. Stack my own stack, backtrack, get my take backs to pick up the slack. Retract and give me back the words that I didn't hold back, or say the words I've always held back in. Whether it's game on, game off, I'm running out of continues. I can't put the Nintendo Konami code in. My life blown away like a leaf in the wind. I'm trying to outrun the next man. I'm in this to win. Gotta do what I gotta do to get the next chapter in my book to be continued. Yeah.
Yeah. Tech 9 and Darth Vader, baby. Yeah.
We keep it hot now.
707 to 816, baby. Yeah.
We keep it high like a shutter.
KC Mo, stand up one time. We bring it hard.
You know the name. We ain't front, never stun, we ain't changed.
Yeah.
KC, no, we running this spot.
Hey yo, tell these motherfuckers that we coming. Ready?
We bring it hard. You know the name. We ain't front, never stun, we ain't changed.
Yeah.
KC, no, we running this spot.
Hey yo, tell these motherfuckers that we coming. Ready? Boom, boom, make room. Yeah, we back. Turn your system up. Yeah. All your haters sit back. Better listen up. Listen as I bring it to you bar for bar. Enough blast to blow the speakers out the back of your car. visions. Come on. Been serving detentions for nervous decisions. Makes me start to wonder who loves and who hates me. But I stay focused with my head up high. Middle finger to my critics while I'm passing you by. Yeah, we coming hard if you're ready or not. Your favorite rapper in the game, yeah, we taking his spot. Credulous and that vandal by the name of Lloyd Daniel, about to make them start banging their heads. Yeah, you know we bring it hard.
You know the name. We ain't fun, we ain't changed.
Yeah.
KC, no, we running this spot.
Hey yo, tell these motherfuckers that we coming. Ready, yeah. One for the money, dose for those who show respect for my music and support of my shows. Three for the ladies who get out on the floor. Recite every word like they fell in love with my flows. Four for the haters who keep fueling my fire. Cynical smiles just make it hard to retire. Five for the credit crew, especially you. Those who keep screaming out, that's how we do.
That's how we do.
Yeah, my fans are crazy. They support me from KC to Germany, baby. Feeling what I'm doing, so I do what I feel. Realest to the real without a six-figure deal. I got my name on your girl and she wearing it proud. Then she hear me on the radio and turn it up loud. Make it pound, make it rock in your city, in your block. It sound like KC, know we coming. Ready, bring it hard.
You know the name. We ain't front, never stun, we ain't changed.
Yeah.
KC, no, we running this spot.
Hey yo, tell these motherfuckers that we coming. Ready, bring it hard.
You know the name. We ain't front, never stun, we ain't changed.
Yeah.
KC, no, we running this spot.
Hey yo, tell these motherfuckers that we coming. Ready or not.
Credulous and Lloyd Daniel. We on the track, bring it back harder than a heart attack. Know what I'm saying? Cause we stay true, cause we rollin' with the Greg crew. You know that's how we do.
Yeah, I'm heard with the best of them. Serve to the rest of them. Make these motherfuckers get nervous and start checking them. On my list of real MCs. It's only time for somebody gon' blow in KC. I'm like something you can never erase. You want a track? Yeah, I got you. Hit me up on MySpace. We coming hard, every bar leaves scars. Regardless opposition, my position is flawless. Made them feeling 04, bouncing 05. Y'all get every ounce of energy from me till I die. So when you hear this going, throw your hands high. Now make that shit bounce like you would in your ride. We bring it hard, harder than steel. I know you feel me.
Welcome into another Outlaws broadcast show. Today we're out here at Center High School bringing you some MRFL action. These guys are a Sunday league. It's my first time out here covering them. I've been to one of these games before a few weeks back, actually. I have a lot of friends that play out here, but it's our first time covering them specifically. It's our first time here at Center. Beautiful field down here. I've never been here. Should be a good time. I appreciate everyone tuning in. I'm looking up at the clock here. It's counting down just outside of 8 minutes, I believe, till kickoff, if that's correct. I believe we're waiting on the refs who are down on the field right now talking. Both teams seem ready to go. They've ran through all of their warm-ups. I think we're going to be underway here shortly. Appreciate you all tuning in. If this is your first time tuning in, I appreciate you guys hanging out. What we try to do here is keep this as the most entertaining as possible. So the chat, the experience is all about what you guys want to make of it. Leave some comments in the chat. Let us know what you hear. Let us know what you see. Again, this is all be about you guys. I do have the rosters here in front of me, but I am up here by myself today. My wife is running the camera as usual. So I'm going to call out what I can, but it's a little hard. We're pretty high up off the field here. Some of these numbers, especially on the Reaper side, kind of blend in a little bit. But I'm going to do what I can. We're going to keep this as fun as possible. Players on the field kind of mixing it up. And I'm probably not going to talk as much tonight. We've got 2 games to do, and I'm kind of relaxing. After last night was a big night of football for us. Very exciting game we caught last night. We were up at the Bulldogs Stadium watching those guys. So, MRFL, this is built to be more of a relaxing kind of league. These guys kind of do their own thing in-house. It's built to guys who can get off the couch, get out here and play some football, the game they love, without having to do a lot of traveling. So it's not necessarily, a lot of guys call this a rec league, but I don't call it's, to me, it's not a rec league. These guys just, they play for fun. They still just as passionate on the field. You're still going to see the trash talk. You're still going to see the big hits. You're still going to see these guys fight tooth and nail between the whistle. So should be a good night of football here. Reapers win the coin toss, defer, and I didn't get a who's going to receive call. So again, we're just 6 minutes away from kickoff here, unless they move this time up. We have the Kansas City Reapers taking on the Independence Militia. While these guys keep walking around getting ready for kickoff, the weather shouldn't be an issue today. I don't see any rain in the forecast. The wind's a little bit breezy down on the field. You're going to see it moving from right to left, so we're going to see if that plays a factor in the throwing game. I'm looking around here on the sideline on the near side. You got the Independence Militia down here. A lot of these guys have plain white jerseys on, so you're not going to see a number. So, again, I'll call what I can. What I can see, a lot of these Reapers jerseys kind of blend in. I can't really see too much from up here. We are pretty high here. This is a double-decker announcing studio, so I'll do the best I can. Appreciate you guys tuning in again. If you're new to the stream, leave a chat in the comment box. Let us know. Only way we can get better is by getting feedback from you guys on the fly. I do have someone here who can help if there's anything that we need. If the audio needs to go up or down, if we need to do something with the camera, let us know. We're going to do what we can, though. It's only a two-man crew. This is how we run this business. So everything is based on what you guys want to see. Let us know. Appreciate you all tuning in. The Reapers are taking both sides of the field. I do know their kickoff rules are a little bit different here than what you're used to, especially last night. Last night with the Bulldogs, and we've broadcasted the Cavalry game, the Panthers game. They play a mix of an NFL rule type setting, so you're going to see a traditional kickoff. Here you're going to see a little more of the XFL kickoff. I won't get into super specifics, but I do know the kicking team, you're going to have your kicker back deep where your normally kicking is going to be, but then their line is going to be way up on the 35, and the ball's got to clear them and land prior to your team moving, I do believe. Someone drop it in the chat and correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe that's the rules they're going to go by. I believe that's what's going on. Got to land at the 20. All right. Big Troy behind me. Appreciate it, boss. Ball's got to land at the 20. Troy Aiken's in the booth next to me. He thinks he's going to escape being on the mic tonight, but he's not. Tony, my bad, dude. Told you I'm new to this. You still going to be on the mic, though. I'm going to wait till someone starts dropping questions for you and they want to talk to you. You're the man of the hour, I heard. Boy, it is hot up here. Sitting at just over 2.5 minutes till kickoff. I do see Brandon Ratliff. He's going to be on the sideline tonight. He's been one of the staples and founders of this unit down here in the Reaper side. He took a heavy knock last night to his hand, kind of got his hand smashed between a couple of the Minneapolis Warrior players. And he's looking at a possible break to that hand. Hopefully that's not the case, and he can just ice it down and be all right and be back out here soon. But he is walking around on the sideline. It's good to see him up and rolling around. That hand is heavily, heavily taped, though. Looks like we're getting just set for kickoff here. Ref's making his final adjustments. I believe these rules might be a little new to these guys too. They're making some final adjustments. Maybe. The kick is away. And we are officially underway here. Shooting the ball is number 10, Mike Kissy. Up across the 25. Militia will take their first possession. Looks like at the 27-yard line. 1st and 10 Militia. Quarterback sets in, has a running back to his left-hand side. Twin receivers at the top, twin receivers at the near side. Handoff up the middle. The number 25, Thomas Lamont. Number 12 is going to be the quarterback for the Militia today, Darian Blakeney. I'm going to apologize if I butcher your all's name. I was going to pick up a 4 on 1st down here, looking at 2nd down and 6. Still some late adjustments being made. I believe he came over here and threw a glove off. We're going to have trips to the near side, single to the top. He's going to call out some audibles. They're showing a heavy pressure package here. Here comes the snap, looking right. Quick pass out. Little tunnel screen. And he's heading the opposite direction. Going to be a loss of a few yards here, bringing up 3rd down and about 10. That's one of those plays that's designed to be a quick pass to the outside and just hit the gap and get up and pick up a few yards. He had a little seam there to pick up 3 or 4 yards, but he elected to go back and inside, which is not where you want to go. The defense is trying to force you to go back inside so they can clean it up, and that's exactly what he just did. Third down and 10. Militia's coming to the line. Same formation they just showed. Big blitz. Here comes an extra cup few. Pass to the outside. Caught the ball. Stepped out of bounds. Right at the sticks. They're going to give him a 1st down. That's a huge snag there. First down and 10. Militia looks to be in no rush. I don't know if this is part of the design game plan today, kind of eat up some clock and move down the field, or if this is just the way they operate here. You're going to have twins at the top and bottom. Quarterback walks up to the line. He's going to call out a couple audibles here, calling out what he sees. Settles in. Run to the left-hand side. Big hit. It's going to look like a gain of 5. They give him 5 yards on a 1st down carry. That's the way to move the sticks. Continue to eat up big chunks of yard on 1st down. And then it kind of opens up the playbook here for 2nd and 3rd down. Staying true to this 2 top and 2 bottom set. He still has a Running back, he moved him to the left-hand side this play. Same play you just seen. All they did was flip the formation, flip the play design, came back to this side, picks up another few. That's going to be bring up a 3rd down and 1 here on this first possession. So a few of the things you're going to see here that I'm noticing early. Again, this is my first time being out here at one of these games and broadcasting. From what we're used to, we've covered the Panthers and the Cavalry, the Bulldogs. A lot of what you're going to see tonight, at least what's standing out to me that's new, is the plays are actually be calling in by a substitution who's going to run in and deliver the play call to the huddle. Whereas on Saturdays, for the most part, you're going to know the quarterback has a headset inside of his helmet, so your coach is usually either on the sideline or in the booth. He's going to call down a play directly into that helmet, so it's kind of up the tempo. I won't think we'll see an up-tempo offense here tonight because of that. The defense came across, but the receiver in the slot on the far side, he moved. They're going to give him the false start. It's going to bring up a little bit more difficult of a 3rd down attempt here. We'll call this 3rd down and 6. Just over 6 yards. But again, so you're going to see these calls are going to be called in from a substitution who's going to run the call out. So it's going to slow down both offenses a little bit. Now, again, I haven't seen the other teams play. They might come out. They might have a little bit more equipment. I'm not sure how that works. I guess we're all going to learn and find out together here. Same formation, brought the running back to his right-hand side. Reaper showing heavy pressure. Looks left, throws left, intercepted. I can't see a number on the back of his jersey. That's a change of possession. Reaper's going to start their first possession in enemy territory here. A flag, I believe called the holding, on the return team. During the return, I do believe. We're waiting on the call. If this was a holding during the play and holding onto the receiver, this is going to be a huge early break here for the Militia. Still waiting on the call here. I believe that's exactly what they called. That's going to bail out the Militia, and that's a 1st down right at the 50. Sorry, we had a little break. We're back. That was a near interception, but then he, after making a great play, he gets up, two-hand grabs the receiver, unneeded penalty. I would get you a number, but he has a shirt kind of rolled up here on the back plate. I can't see the number from down here. Appreciate you guys all tuning in. There's 18 people currently watching with us. I appreciate every single one of you guys for tuning in and joining today with us. Second down and 11. I'm not sure exactly what the flag was for. Handoff up the middle. Gain of 6. Let's bring up a much more manageable third down situation here from the 45. The first time the Militia has moved into positive territory tonight. Let's see if they can capitalize with it. Fake handoff. Quarterback's under heavy pressure. Down he goes. That looks like number 97, Kai Matthews with the sack. Bring up a long fourth down situation here. Looks like a big change of personnel. I'm going to assume they're going to punt here. Anytime you get a kick situation in semi-pro, I don't care where you're at. It's always a fun ride to watch. Sometimes it goes well, sometimes it goes horribly wrong, but we're about to see our first punt of the day here. Snap is bobbled. Reapers are going to take over their next possession at the 35. This is great field position for them. Let's see if they can capitalize here early. The snap seemed to be a good snap. It was on target, a little bit wobbly, but it was just mishandled there by the punter. Reaper settle in for their first possession. Everybody moves except for the center there. Let's go, Militia. Derek Kennedy, appreciate you tapping in, my friend. Appreciate you hanging out with us here today. Going to back them up to a 1st and 15 here. We're going to stay in the same formation. Toss to the right. The old school toss. Big hit by number 25, Thomas. I'm not sure if that's Lamonte. We're going to go with Lamonte. Correct me if I'm wrong. That toss initially had a lot of green space in front of him. He chose to bounce outside instead of inside, and he got met immediately and drove out of bounds. That was a good play there. Good pursuit. Going to bring up a 2nd and 13. Again, kind of what we were talking about earlier. You don't have mics in your headset from what I'm seeing early on anyway. None of these teams are in too much of a hurry. I'm not sure if that was a formation or they were just kind of set up wrong. But you're going to have twins top, twins bottom. Old school pistol look. Same kind of idea. He didn't catch that. I thought he caught it. Same kind of idea. Same kind of look as the previous play. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and long here. They were moving the chains a little bit there. 3rd and 11. 3rd and 12. They backed it up. Amber, appreciate you guys tuning in as well. Same play. A little check down pass. He's got some real estate out in front of him. Finds the sticks out of bounds. That it is a huge gain. I don't see any flags. I'm surveying the field from up here. Looks like a clean pickup to us. Hanging out at the graduation. Graduating on a Sunday. Congrats to whoever that is for their graduation. I believe that's going to bring us to the end of the 1st quarter. We're going to step aside. We'll see you on the other side of this break. Getting ready to start here the 2nd quarter. So I learned, again, this is my first time. It's my first time out here at one of these games. Sorry, I was reading the chat. I just learned that the reason you saw a quick quarter, they do not stop the clock here except for inside the final 2 minutes and change of possessions and timeouts. So you're going to see a little bit quicker game here. Quarterback scrambles out to the right. It should be the right way. Now, we're going to apologize. So, we actually didn't know if we were going to make it to this game or not. It was my niece's birthday this morning. It's our actual nine-year anniversary weekend. Last night was our 9th anniversary, so we didn't know if our schedule was going to permit us to make it out here today. We actually changed these on the road en route to today, to getting here, kind of last second. So, appreciate you guys letting us know. So, we should be squared away now. That was a dangerous pass. That was, I believe that's a backwards pass going to go out of bounds as a fumble, possibly. The quarterback didn't look in that direction until the last second, just turned and threw the ball. They're going to meet up here at the refs. Again, these rules are new to me. I'm kind of learning on the fly as we go. If you guys know in the chat, let us know. I don't think the ref doesn't really necessarily know. Kind of shrugs his shoulders. He said he can't see it. Calls that incomplete. Second down and long here. Rolls to his right-hand side. Big pressure from behind. Now he's walking around. He's got a number 42 jersey on, but it's not a Militia jersey. I'm not sure if that... I'm not sure what his name is, but he's got a number 42 jersey on. He's walking around. He's fired up. That was a huge hit. Or a flag on that play I did not catch? I call it a defensive offside, I believe was the call. That's going to give him 5 yards. It's going to bring up a little bit more manageable field position here. 3rd and 14, I believe is the call. Looking right. Pass over the middle. I'm not sure if that skipped in or not. The back judge is going to go ahead and call that incomplete, 4th down. Again, I appreciate every one of you guys tuning in and spending a Sunday afternoon with us. We will be here bringing up the next game. I've seen some Chiefs players starting to roll in down here. You're going to see the Chiefs take on the Giants. I do believe the Chiefs are undefeated. So I've heard a lot about them, especially through the social media platforms here lately. They've got a good squad. I've heard a lot of good things about them the last few years, so I'm excited to actually get to watch them play for my first time. 4th down here, they're kind of in no man's land. Even for the Saturday League teams, there's not many kickers who are going to be able to hit from this distance. So, kind of a no-brainer. Leave your offense on the field. See what they can do. Trust in your defense. Looks left. Heavy pressure again. Looks right. The left side of the line there for the Reapers is having a absolute fit right now, trying to keep this rush off. See if they can't get that thing figured out. Militia are going to take over their next drive here at the 27-yard line. Twins the near side, twins the top, handoff up the middle. Big run. This is a running back who is looking to finish every single play. I like the way this kid runs. Wish I had a number for you, but he's wearing a white, looks like to be a practice jersey. No numbers, no decals. I don't have anything to give you all for that one. But I like the way this young man runs here. And he's going to get subbed out for another man in a white plain jersey. I won't have any information for you for this one either. If you guys know in the chat that are tuning in and watching, if you guys know who these people are, please put it in the chat. This is seems to be a very basic style offense for these guys to understand. Your same exact formation. All they've been doing is flipping this running back from the right to the left-hand side of this quarterback. Quarterback pump fakes and ball slips out. It's still on the ground. And here comes the scrum. I can't see who picked it up. I don't think the ref's seen. They're going to start peeling people off. Militia recovered their own fumble, I do believe. I think he went to pump fake there, and the ball just slipped out. I didn't see him under any pressure there. Number 20, Ray. I'm not going to... Borski comes to the sideline, gets the call, runs it back into the huddle. That's going to bring up a 3rd down and 3 here. Same formation. Keeps the running back on his right-hand side. Looks left. Pass left. Big hit. Let's see where they mark him. They're going to give him the 1st down yardage. They're right at the sticks here. Move the chains, he says. 1st down, Militia. Again, we had a big night last night. A lot of calling going on yesterday. I was at my daughter's cheer competition, so we're gonna, and we've got 2 games to cover today, so we're not gonna be as energetic in the booth as we usually are. We're gonna try to get some of these guys up here for the next game, do some interviews, let them kind of take over a little bit, but we're still gonna try to bring you an entertaining time for the next 2 hours. Peeking around the corner, what's up, man? We got 7 minutes to halftime. They're going to bring a new formation this time. We have a trips to the far side. Single receiver down here by himself to the near side. Keeps the running back on his right-hand side. You're going to see that running back a lot. First deep pass of the night we've seen thrown up. So I just picked up on it. This quarterback is a left-handed quarterback, so you're going to see that running back kind of stay on his blind side a lot more. My clock is still running. Second down and 10. You're going to see the same formation that you just saw. You have number 1, Isaac Severance on the coverage down here on the near side. Quarterback's looking right, still looking right. Deep pass over the middle. Ball's deflected up in the air. I believe that is number 18, Mr. Jacob Gooch, longtime friend of mine. I met this young man on the First City Cavalry years ago when I first started playing semi-pro. I believe it's 6 years now, so I say young man, I'm going to use that term real loosely when I talk about Jacob Gooch. I'm not going to throw his age out here on the air, but known this man for a long time. Good guy. Bring a 3rd down and 10. Same formation coming out here. We got Isaac Severance again in the coverage here on the near side, number 1. Big receiver he's going up against. He's giving up some inches of coverage and height here, but doesn't look to be a problem early. Overthrows his intended receiver. Number 10 was the intended target there, Mike Kissy. 4th down and 10. These quarters are flying by. We're sitting at 4 minutes and 4 seconds left in the second quarter. They had a little trouble with the snap and hold last time, so we're going to see, again, semi-pro on every level. It's always a bit of a crazy ride when you come to the kicking game for everybody. Militia settles in here. Snaps away. He's got the hold. Punt up's got some hang time. Bobbled by number 11, Marquise Jones. Stiff arms another man. Brought down. He, from the initial spot that he caught the ball, he ran back about 8 yards. It's going to take him back near the 15. I believe they mark him at the 16. Refs are kind of meeting there and talking about it. And now the ball comes forward. I'm not sure if they're changing out or not. So where he initially caught the ball, he went backwards about 11 yards there from the initial touch. You're going to get 1st down and 10 right around the 16 yard line for the Reapers. Clock sitting just at 3 minutes and 16 seconds. Flag down on the play. I'm going to assume that was on the defense for the way they were lined up in the neutral zone there. Mr. Tony Akins. Here, my friend. I'm going to have my first guy on the mic tonight. We're not going to take up too much of his time, but he's been sitting up here trying to get on the mic. I'm going to pull him up next to me. This is your QB. Correct me if I'm wrong. Of the Chiefs, undefeated. Undefeated. All right, man. Let us know a little bit about this matchup tonight. You've seen these guys a few times. What kind of game am I expecting, man? I haven't seen you guys play, so I'm excited to watch you guys play for the first time.
With this game, I see a whole lot of good game. I ain't gonna lie. As long as they get their stuff together.
Hey, tell me how it is, man. Shoot me straight here. Don't sugarcoat it. The fans want to know what's going on. I'm gonna put you on the spot. I promise you.
They watching the same game I'm watching. Watching the same game I'm watching.
Good little crowd here.
Oh, it'll get bigger.
Okay. Got Chiefs, Giants. So what's your record officially?
4-0.
4-0. All right. And Giants record?
I don't know. On 4. Giants are currently 0-4 as of right now. That's my favorite matchup, though. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's my favorite matchup.
So there's a difference between being 0-4 and just not being any ball game, than being 0-4 and being a competitive team now.
Yeah, for sure. Like it's like they got good games, they got bad games, but that's my favorite matchup for sure. I only say that because it ain't a lot of bullshit going on. It's a whole lot of football play.
Yep.
There ain't a whole lot of back and forth arguing.
Yeah, keep the nonsense off the field. Just play some football.
If out of any teams, I'd say we more closer. It's more competitive with Chiefs and Reapers because it's more history there.
Yeah.
So it'd be a whole lot of.
You guys were in the championship. Wasn't that the championship matchup not too long ago? Last year. Okay.
Last year we played against the Reapers.
What was the final? I know that it was
blowout.
Okay.
58-18.
Ooh,
Yeah.
hurting on them. Now, Reapers won the league the year prior, was it?
The year prior. Yep.
Okay.
Guess who was on that team?
I'm going to guess you were on that team the way you just laid it out there.
Yeah.
Okay.
You
So
know,
what you're saying, what I'm hearing right here is you put the team on your back.
we had weapons.
Go ahead.
I ain't gonna
lay
lie.
it out there.
We had weapons when I was on the Reaper. You know, fortunately stuff happened where I had to leave. But you know.
Semi-pro life happens, man. We all had it happen. That's the cool thing about that's why we started covering the semi-pro scene in general. There's a lot of guys that you build friendships with.
Yeah.
That life happens, and you'll see them bounce around from team to team to team to team.
Yeah.
But it makes life fun because you get to keep coming out and playing against familiar faces.
Yeah.
Because outside the field, we're all still good friends.
Yeah.
Between the whistles, we're trying to take each other's heads off.
Yeah. Like matchup wise, Reapers is history there, so it's more competitive. If I gotta choose like my favorite football matchup, it have to be against the Giants because it's like it's just pure football, not a whole lot of BS.
Yeah. And I'm just looking down your list. I seen somebody just walk in just now. Is that Shorman? Jason Shorman, number 29.
Yeah.
I've seen him a few times. I played with him
I
actually
think-
on the Reapers, not the Reapers, the Panthers.
Panthers.
I was with him a little bit on he came out for the Bulldogs for a little bit. He's been around. I'm just seeing some familiar faces walking. Is that Freddie Moe down there?
Yup. 17.
Freddie Moe. He had a big play actually
Yesterday.
the last year. I'm talking last
Last
year with
year?
the Bulldogs up
Oh yeah,
in
that deep ball.
Minnesota. He had a huge snag for about 70 yards.
Yeah.
But his slow legs wouldn't carry me to the end zone.
Yeah, like
When he caught the ball, I don't know if you know what play I'm talking about, but he caught the ball.
he was on the left side of the field.
Yep, and
Yeah.
there wasn't a defender within 25 yards of this man,
Yeah.
and he still didn't make it to the end zone. So I'm gonna be on his head. Make sure you get down there and you let him know I'm watching.
Oh yeah, but Shorman, he leading the sacks right now. Gotta be because he double digits.
Okay.
First game had 4, second game had 6. He in double digits for sure. He's somewhere up there. Somewhere.
Yeah,
I know he around that 12-15 mark.
Yeah, he came out to play PE a little bit there with the Bulldogs. The issue with the Bulldogs is you got guys who have NFL experience coming off the edge,
Yeah.
so it's a little bit harder for him to crack into the scene there. And you know how it is with semi-pro. A lot of the guys, you pay money to play this. Everyone pays
Right.
money to play this, and
That's what
if you're
people
not
don't
getting the reps-
understand to realize though. Like, we don't get paid for this. We come to
Yep.
play. So it'd be like I guess people feel like you have to stay at a certain situation. Like people don't understand. Like I'm paying my hard-earned money. If I don't feel comfortable here, I'm gonna leave.
exactly.
So people feel some type of way when you do stuff like that. But it's like last time I checked, it's my money. I do what I want with it.
Yep.
You know?
And that's how I feel. Like I said, I've been with the Bulldogs organization now. They've been good to me for 4.5 years, and I've seen a lot of guys come and go. I've seen a lot of guys that are on the field right now that came out for the Bulldogs for a little bit and they left. And regardless of the reason, I don't care if it's they didn't like it, they didn't get playing time, whatever the reason is completely irrelevant. You pay to play.
Right.
You pay for a product, and if you don't like the product you receive, go on somewhere else. Like,
Right.
I don't have any hard feelings. We all pay to play this game.
Yeah. I think people, like I said, people fail to realize that though. It's like, you come, you play, you don't like it, you leave. Now they saying you a traitor. You know, you're not loyal, but it's like, bro, I'm not.
I think my favorite one is you were scared of. Was it you were scared of playing talent, or you were scared of competition?
Yeah.
It's irrelevant. Whether they are or not is completely irrelevant. They paid money to do what they want to do.
Yeah.
Some guys pay money because they want to travel and play competitions. Some guys pay money because they just want to play football. And have fun.
Yeah, like you said earlier, it's people be throwing out that rec stuff, but we didn't call a lot of these semi-pro teams for matchups, and they not trying to play.
So, hold that thought because it's funny you bring that up. I seen on Facebook here the last few weeks that the MRFL, they had a all-star game a few years ago.
Correct.
With the First City Cavalry, I do believe.
Correct.
So I heard a rumor. Matter of fact, it's not a rumor. I got a direct message from ownership of the MRFL talking about possibly setting up an all-star game and having the Bulldogs as the opponent this year. Have you heard anything about that?
I ain't heard nothing about that.
Okay.
You know, and I ain't gonna say everything go through me, but I ain't heard about it.
All right.
And if I ain't heard about it, I'm gonna say it ain't true.
I'll bring up the messages right now. But we'll get to that. So, in that same message, directly after that message, I got another message that said the coach of the Chiefs wants to set his team up because his team wants to play the Bulldogs to kind of see where they were at.
We like competition. I'm not going to bring up no other team because I don't know how they go about their organization. But our team and our players, bro, we call for Calvary, Panthers, Titans, Bulldog, bro. We didn't call for a lot of these teams. And I'm not saying they scared. We not scared, but it's like we play on Sundays, they play on Saturdays. Our league ends, they league still going on. So it'd be like, how do you mesh the two together to try to figure something out?
Okay.
So it'd be like, that's kind of hard. But
yeah, a lot of you guys don't play on Saturdays because you got a game on Sunday. And
not
a lot
even,
of the other guys play on
people
Saturday.
be working on Saturdays. Yep. You know what I mean? So
you guys switch your whole schedule up to get off
just
on this
for
day.
Sunday, right? So it'd be like when we schedule this stuff, people don't be off on Saturday. So if certain key players is not gonna be there, what's the purpose of playing? Because you're not gonna get the best out of your team.
Best product.
Yeah,
no, I agree.
So
that's what I've heard. So it might happen. I don't know. Again, like you said, there's a lot of variables that go into a Sunday league trying to mesh with the Saturday league.
Personally, though, I don't think we're ready.
I was gonna say
for Bulldogs. I personally don't think. Like I said, it ain't nothing about being scared. It ain't nothing about that. But it's like when you a person that I am, like I ain't gonna say I built the Chiefs, but anybody that's in that organization know, like.
So dude, I'm the same way. A lot of people, it was funny. So some of the Calvary guys last night were like, "Oh, you switch up and this and this and this." So a lot of people call it switching up. To me, I call it being a realist. If you're a good team and you're winning, but I don't feel that you're ready to play a certain team, I'm gonna tell you, I don't think you're. That doesn't mean I don't have love for you. Right. It's just I don't feel that you're. There's different levels to semi-pro.
Right.
And I tell people, just because I say you're not ready for this game, or I feel like you're gonna get.
They think you're talking down on them or something. Yep. It's not like that's what I'm saying. When I say it, it comes from a different place because a lot of these key players and pieces, I've recruited and had them come play. So it'd be like me looking as me. I look at it as okay, if we play the Bulldogs and we losing, right? The key players is going to get mad and upset because they not used to losing. Yep. I'm saying hypothetically, if we just getting blown out, and they gonna want to leave because they don't feel like we ain't as hyped up as we pretend to be. Right. So it's like my hard work in recruiting these players and coming getting them out was a waste of time because like we can't really handle adversity. I feel like it'd be different if I know whether we win or lose, we gonna be good.
Yep.
We still solid.
Yep.
Like we
and
solid to a certain extent, but it's like when adversity comes, teams get to falling apart, and I'm not ready for that.
Yeah, I've seen that. Like I said, I've played with the Calvary a little bit back in the day. I played some 8-man, joined the Calvary when they still played 8-man. I played a couple games with the Panthers before I made my way over to the Bulldogs, and I've seen it. There are a lot of teams. Once you get comfortable in a certain situation and you're used to things going a certain way, again, that falls down to the people pay to play this game. Right. If you finally meet a team and you get blown out by 70, people don't want to spend their money to play that kind of football. It's not fun to them anymore. So I do understand there's some I don't even know how to say it. There's some stuff that you got to creep up and do that stuff smart and slow. You can't just jump off in the deep end.
Yeah. I mean, not to bring it up or bash it, but we seen how the Calvary did it when they first jumped in and thought they was big and bad to play the Bulldogs. What happened? Yep. Y'all got spanked and lost a whole lot of key pieces behind that. That comes with a lot. Like I ain't ready for that because I'm trying to build a dynasty. I ain't trying to let this shit fall.
Yes, sir. Speaking of the Calvary, they actually it surprised me that game they showed up. And I believe the score was 71-0. They took that game on 3 notice, so I got to shout those guys out for even stepping up and doing that.
Right.
We're struggling to even get games now with the Bulldogs.
Because people are scared.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like that's all. As long as you ain't scared to go and play them, that's all that matters. Win or lose, don't matter. As long as you got the confidence to go and play them, that's it. Because they the big dog. everybody wants to be the Bulldogs, but people don't understand is, bro, they've been around for decades, bro. They was
13
8
years
man
now.
before 11 man.
Interception thrown here.
Marquise.
Okay.
So
So I do say that game, in my opinion, helped the Cavalry. So they came off
Yeah.
that season, or got ready to go into that season. They cut a lot of people, or lost a lot of people. I don't necessarily want to say cut, but they lost a lot of people. But in my opinion, the Cavalry had a vision on what they wanted to get done.
Yeah.
So they knew they were gonna have to cut and start over. So everyone who wasn't ready
And
for that ride, they cut.
They was on regional charge last year, wasn't they?
Yep.
Yeah.
So that was funny. So a lot of teams, how the Cavalry kind of got in that regional position, they weren't invited originally. So they lost by 1 point in the playoffs to the Cyclones.
Mm-hmm.
Cyclones and Chaos got the invite. The two teams that made the championship game for their league got the invite.
Yeah.
Both teams declined the invite. Chaos were supposed to host a game. Cyclones were supposed to travel to a game. Both teams declined for whatever their reasons were. Cavalry was asked to step up and play without hesitation. They accepted a game to go against the undefeated Indiana champions. They actually traveled on the road, put their squad together, and went and won that game in overtime, which sent them to the regional championship game against the Oklahoma Bears, who actually went on to win the national championship.
Yeah.
So that was a huge thing that helped the Cavalry. They got smacked in that game too, I believe, by 40 points. But again, they were able to start trimming more fat and guys were able to understand, if you want to be at that level, this is what you're gonna have to do to get better. So they continue to trim fat and get better because they have an end goal in mind.
Yeah, like this year they added a lot more key pieces. They added a lot more coaching staff, which you need.
Yep.
So like they got that goal that where they trying to reach, and like I said, everybody want to be the Bulldogs, but it take a lot of work to get there. People just think overnight it's supposed to happen. It don't work like that, bro. They got a dynasty over there.
And I think the Cavalry, I think, and I've said this 100 times with the Cavalry, I think that's going to be the next big thing in Kansas City because I see what they do. After that initial loss to the Bulldogs, Carr and Mark, the guys that run the Cavalry, they stepped aside and pulled Tyrone Groves and Dorsey Golston III off the Bulldogs, that kind of the ownership over there.
Yeah.
And they asked them what we need to do to get better. And Tyrone told them, if you want to do it, this is what we've done. So if you look at their schedule this year, outside of the normal Cavalry schedule, they've added the Bulldogs. They've added 2 or 3 other teams outside of the league because they continue to want to step out and test the waters and see where they're at.
They want to stay in that regionals mark.
Big pass down the sideline, throws the deuces in his face. Number 19, Aldrich Buchanan with a bomb.
He been balling too. He had like 3 touchdowns last week. The ball game.
First touchdown we've seen today. So, do you guys kick in this league? I'm curious because I see them lining up. Yeah, do you guys kick field goals, extra points, or do you guys go for 2?
We go for 2. I don't know what everybody else.
Can you kick?
Can our team kick? Or
Can
are
the
you in this
league?
league? Yeah.
Okay. So it looks like they're coming up under center here.
Just got kickers on.
So, look like there's an issue on the handoff there. Ball hit the deck. That 2-point conversion is no good. 34 seconds left on the clock here in the first half. Reapers up 6-0. Appreciate y'all tuning in as usual. Yeah, man, that, like I said, Cavalry, I think as long as they continue to do the right things, they brought in 2 more coaches, I do believe, this year.
Russell,
yep.
Willie.
They're bringing a lot of new coaches, a lot of new players. If the Cavalry continue to do the right thing in the next 3 years or so, I think that's going to be the next big name. So I'm the regional director as well. So I get a lot of the regional and national emails and messages groups that go around. In the last 2 months, the Cavalry's name has actually exploded in the regional scene. There's the new regional bracket has kind of been, it got switched up in the last 2 weeks. What they did is they added Minnesota, North Dakota, South Dakota, all in the central region. They dropped Oklahoma, Louisiana, and Arkansas out because they're spring, so those guys are their own thing now. What that did was catapulted what they start taking a look at strength of schedule, opponent schedule, all that stuff. So with the Cavalry being undefeated, and then you take a look and they got the Bulldogs on their schedule, and they got a couple other regional teams on their schedule. That puts them right in the thick of things with the Bulldogs leading the Central South Division. Right. So their name is blowing up a lot.
As it should be, though. As it should be. They over there doing what they supposed to do. That's where I want to be.
Yeah. All credit to those guys. I know we go back and forth, but those guys are doing the right things. But what I'm excited to see is there's a big regional matchup that's coming up. It's not necessarily going to knock anybody out of the regional tournament at all. So the Cavalry going to wrap up their season, and they play the Bulldogs here in Kansas City, July 24th. That game's going to be a big game as far as regional powerhouses go.
Make sure everybody there.
And you might end up seeing that game again. So that's prior to the regional tournament. Those two teams are going to go at it just to kind of figure out some standings of the tournament and seeding-wise. Right. If the Cavalry win their league, they're in regardless. So that game doesn't necessarily have any weight towards the tournament. But then you might see those teams, because both of them, like I said, are in the Central South standing. So you're going to see teams like the Stockmen, the Bulldogs. If the Titans get in, you'll see the Titans. Basically, the championship game of the UCFL. Bulldogs, the Cavalry, all those teams are going to have to go through each other in that tournament in order to represent the South in the Central Region Championship.
I can't see. I just want to be on that level. Like, what my whole thing is, because I talk to Carr a lot. Like, that's a real good close friend of mine. When I talk to him, you know,
he's still ugly though.
Yeah, when I talk to him, I'm like he went and asked Dorsey and all them. Like, I asked him, like, how do we get a region? Like, how do we get in that mix? That's the mix I want to be in.
So like, I can answer that for you. How you get in that mix is taking on those teams. So you would have to come in. That was a crazy play all the way around. Somebody got a crackback block and he is not moving. They're attending to him immediately. Hopefully he can get up. But the way you do that, so the issue is going to come down to playing on a Sunday versus playing on a Saturday, because all around the nation, all the other teams are playing on Saturday. So that would be step one. Not that it's not impossible to do. I can probably send some emails up to the national committee. I talked directly with the national committee. Like I said, I'm the regional director. And I can put in a request to see if we can't get you guys into the tournament based on being a league champion if you guys continue to win this league and you win out. But the issue is you would have to come in on play on Saturdays. And it actually might work out this year. So, and the reason I say that is Bulldogs this year weren't allowed to enter the UCFL for a few different reasons. And they weren't allowed to enter the MFL. Well, again, for basically what it came down to is they said that's the cost that they pay for being too good, right? So what that means is you've got the MFL, 2 teams from the championship game get in the tournament. UCFL has 2 teams in the tournament. The Bulldogs as an independent get in, but now you have uneven seeds. So there's still an at-large seed there, which could be offered to the MRFL.
This is the thing dealing with that. That will cause us to have to travel, though, wouldn't it?
Not necessarily. So what it looks like is it's basically set up now with the regional tournament is going to be set up kind of similar to high school. So you're going to be districts first. So the Central South is basically going to cover the MFL, UCFL down. I believe the MFL has a team all the way down to Wichita. Basically Omaha to Wichita. So there would be traveling involved in the district level, but most likely you're going to be matched up to a team here in the Kansas City area. So you would technically have to travel a little bit, possibly, depending on what the seeding looks like. The higher seed usually gets that host. Now, you play a district game first, and should you get out of the district, you would represent the region in a regional championship.
All right. Because our people we trying to stay away from traveling and stuff.
So that's to answer your question on how to do it. That's how you would do it. And the reason you end up having to travel a little bit in the districts and in the regional is because that national championship is down in Daytona. There's one held in Daytona Beach and one held in Orlando, Florida.
The Bulldogs.
Yes, sir. And that's the tournament.
Ago?
Yep, they won that tournament.
Yeah.
He's still down and not moving. Paramedics are making their way. At least one of the staff are making their way on the field. This isn't This isn't at all what you want to see, especially on a Sunday league. He has not moved. And I think they got him rolled over. Here comes a flag. I don't know what that flag is for. The refs are kind of talking to themselves here. I don't know. Did you see anything that I didn't see? Or is it the guy behind him maybe talking? I can't tell.
I guess the guy's taking off his shoulder pad.
But now they just threw a flag just now.
On number 6.
No, that flag.
They just do. They
Yeah, I believe paramedics are going to start making their way into the stadium. This is never what you want to see. That young man is still face first, and he has not moved, and he's been down probably about 5 minutes, I would say. This is not a pretty sight. Hopefully, prayers out to this young man. I don't have a number because coaches got to him immediately, even while the play was going on. It was a crackback block, which is what the initial flag was for, kind of a blindside type thing. He'd never seen it coming. That's usually when you get some neck injuries or back injuries. Hopefully it's nothing too severe. That's never what you want to see. Again, what we were talking about earlier, everybody here pays to play this game. We all got jobs and families to get to. This is not what you saw. Here they come out with a backboard. Fire department's on the scene. We're going to kind of step aside here. We want to get off of the air a little bit here and let these guys do what they do. We'll bring you back on the other side of this. I'm not sure. There's 10 seconds left, so they might just go straight into halftime here and take this break. But we're going to go ahead and take it with them and see if we can't get this man the help that he needs. So again, here he's still down. I'm running the replay back here in the booth. We're watching the replay. So there's 2 hits on the other side. There was a big hit at first that was kind of a crackback block, and he hit the outside of another Reaper's left knee. And I can't necessarily see what is going on, but it looks like the fire department still has him face down, and they're putting a neck brace on him. So the way it looks, it is a really bad neck injury. They're bringing a stretcher on. And yeah, this is it's not a good sight. The refs just signaled to send us to halftime. This man, he's still down. He has not moved at all. I don't have a number for you. I wish I did. Prayers go out to this man for everyone involved. Yeah, I'm kind of at a loss of words for this one. It's never a good sight to see on a football field. The paramedics and sirens I just heard roll in here to my left-hand side of the studio. I'm going to cut out here and go to halftime. And thank you guys for all tuning in and hanging out with us. If you guys don't mind hitting the subscribe button, we're going to be out here every Sunday, depending on our schedule. That's the plan right now. Hit the subscribe button on YouTube. Head over to our Facebook page. I'll appreciate it. Every one of you hitting the like button, hitting the follow button. We're going to do a lot of big things. Teams are still inviting us out. We're going to try to make this a big thing, covering everything we do semi-pro in Kansas City. From the Bulldogs to the Panthers to the Cavalry to the Titans to the MRFL. There's a lot of things on the horizon with us. We're looking at a business expansion up to the Omaha area to kind of cover the Omaha specific type thing. There's a lot of big things coming on the horizon for us. But for now, I appreciate every single one of you tuning in and spending your Sunday afternoon with us. This man is still down on the field, so we're going to go ahead and step aside and send you all to halftime. Appreciate you all hanging out with us, and we'll see you on the other side of this break.
Yeah, you know I'm a problem. 8 out of 16 goblin monster. Honest to God, call me an odd one. I'm on one. Fill up the wagon, no honor, mama. Look in your eyes, it's so solemn. Falling further and further. Can you help me crawling? Nowhere to go, I give up. I'm a goner. Nowhere to roam. My ship's stuck in these waters. Father to God, can you help me call? Feeling like I'm out of control. Feeling like I'm losing my soul. Somebody pray, please. Somebody save me. This ain't the way that my mom and dad raised me. Told me in a dream, please. Somebody shake me. Who would have thought it would end this crazy? Dose. 1 and 2 will turn into more. Voices. 3, 4, 5, and I'm feeling for more. About to dance with the devil today. She got me feeling some type of way. I think I might pick a fight with my wife. Get a pipe, throw my life away. Your boy's cold. An offshore wind at the bottom of the bottle and the floor spins. And the haze mixed thoughts of abortion. I drown them out, drink more of my distortion. Another sad song, another war hymn. Lost more friends, more endorphins. A divorce ends and the Lord grins. And I'm stuck doing coke in New Orleans. I'm atrocious. Turning the more voices. 3, 4, 5, and I'm feeling for more doses. Feeling like I'm out of control. Feeling degree in this motherfucker. Yeah. K to the R, you know what's up, man. That's what it is, man. Hey, tell the bartender not to spill my drink. That's right, man. I need that shit full to the brim, you know what I'm saying? Feel this shit, though.
Yo, I hit the bar with my pockets swole. Ain't trying to drop a flow. But you ain't see me with my brim tipping sockets low. I'm trying to get my drink on, that's how we rock and roll. You drinking like we drink, boy, make sure your cup is full. You see me in the club, but I ain't here to dance. Your girl smiling at me, shit, I'm just here to glance. Sipping that silver 7, dripping, you got to go. We snatch your bitch and make her pop, lock and drop it low. Partner, don't try me, I'm tipsy. You run your lips and get hissy. Me, I don't think you really want it with me. I'm saying, you think we playing, we ain't. What it is ain't no game. Shit, it's cool if you hang, but if you swerve in our lane, we get to chopping quick. That's if you're talking shit. I warn you once, we ain't the ones you should be fucking with. We 20 deep, partner. You know that's how we roll. We take it toe to toe, lock and load, blow for blow. You see me at the bar while you tryna act hard. Don't be coming at me running your lips. Don't want it with me, what it is. I'm finna get my drink on. What it is, I'm here to get my drink on. You see me in the club and your girl show us love. Don't be coming at me talking that shit. Don't want it with me, what it is. I'm finna get my drink on. What it is, I'm here to get my drink on.
What it is, I'm drinking goose and getting illy. Shit, I'm ready for the drama. If I hate it, acting silly. I got a little pilly, but the cannon's in the trunk. So if I make it to the Chevy, then somebody's fucked up. But right now I'm going hard, third focused on the stallion. I'm a baller, baby, so I brought a couple thousand. Nope, I ain't gonna blow it on you. I'm the red cup king, so I'ma blow it on Goose. I can't help but notice that suckers in they feelings and they been eyeing reckless since we came in the building, but it don't really bother us. Man, we on some real shit, really trying to chill, but we can make it ugly real quick. We here to drink, so we gon' get our drink on. They bumping gums, then we gon' get our bang on. What it is, tell me what it's gon' be. Nigga out of bounds, 40 calories, what he gon'
You
see?
can see me at the bar while you tryna act hard. Don't be coming at me running your lips. Don't want it with me, what it is. I'm finna get my drink on. What it is, I'm here to get my drink on. You see me in the club and your girl show us love. Don't be coming at me talking that shit. Don't want it with me, what it is. I'm finna get my drink on. What it is, I'm here to get my drink on. We buy a drink at the bar and tell them leave the bottle. This ain't no role model type of shit that you should follow. I'm feeling good, don't be trying to break my buzz, baby. I'm way too lit for that drama, even if I was crazy. We get it poppin' when I'm rolling with third. Fuck the table, we the ones to drink you out to the curb. Don't be mad cause your girl wanna party with some rock stars who hit the block hard. Pussy ain't no Pop-Tarts, we make it pop hard. Feel the effects, taking shots to the head like it's Russian roulette. See, we ain't come to fight and let off, just here to take the edge off. But if you trippin', we won't hesitate to take your head off. You know the name, you can see it on my back. Know the voice, you can hear it on the track. Do it live, ladies, go on and get your freak on. Put your cups up, go on and get your drink on. See me at the bar while you tryna act hard. Don't be coming at me running your lips. Don't want it with me, what it is. I'm finna get my drink on. What it is, I'm here to get my drink on. You see me in the club and your girl show us love. Don't be coming at me talking that shit. Don't want it with me, what it is. I'm finna get my drink on. What it is, I'm here to get my drink on. Yeah, man, that's what it is, baby. And you see me at the bar, you see me at the club, man. We eyeing me and shit. You know what's up, man. That's
Now you can find me with my eyes slow, riding low, passenger side. Gotta make them heads start turning while I'm passing them by. Soon as I step up on the scene, I see that look in your eye. I tell them they don't really want it. Nah, they don't really want it. Back up off this kid, hit your lid. Shit, they say I'm off the grid. Toss your bid, I stick your mid. Ain't nobody else do it like I did. I get that green, you know my style. Know how the fuck I break this down. I make it pound when I hit your town. I kick that crown, don't dick around. I'm in this main. Yeah, you see me. Other rhymers wanna be me. Big timers, big signers. Call my phone and say they need me. Cause we bring it hard. Every track, every bar, every time, every rhyme. But when I bring it up, better get mine. I ball, man. From the go. Never act like you ain't know. I ain't playing bad. I bring it. No, I mean it from the flow. Overdrive every show. High speed, never slow. Never fall, never fade. Never pay to play a show. I keep it gutter. We always grind, and you can find me in the back of the club. We sit with something shiny. I'm on that silver 7, super do it. I can do it, baby. All bets off. It's on when I sets off. Set it off, set it off, set it off, set it off. You can roll if you wanna, but you know you're gonna have to let it ride, let it ride, let it ride, let it ride. When the chips on the table, hope you able enough to let it ride, let it ride, let it ride, let it ride. When the chips on the table, hope you able enough to set it off, set it off, set it off, set it off. You can roll if you wanna, but you know you're gonna have to set it off.
Tycoon, yes, I hold down my city. From the middle where the map you dudes is silly. You act like you don't know me, but you
All right, welcome back. They're actually going to play the last 10 seconds here and pick up where they left off, and then roll right into the third quarter. I'm still kind of a loss for words. Prayers to the young man. We went down and tried to catch a name. By the time we got down there, the paramedics already had him in some air stabilizers, very, very thick stabilizers to roll him over without further injury. They had a neck brace on, a neck collar as well. Rolled that young man over, put him on a stretcher, put him in the ambulance here that was down to my left-hand side. Hopefully he's receiving the treatment, and it's not as bad as it looked, and that was just a precautionary measure. That's never something you want to see again. This is a pay-to-play league. So as soon as I get any type of information on who that was, or if maybe we can get some updates here from the hospital, from the team soon, I'll bring that to you. Again, that's just never something you want to see, but we're going to try to move on past that and kind of focus on the positives and what's going on. It wasn't necessarily a malicious play. I've watched the replay. You didn't see anything that was ill intent. It was kind of just a series of the way he fell and the way he landed kind of awkwardly. Again, it's never something you want to see, but we're going to go ahead and move past that. 2 seconds left here on the clock as they run out this initial 10 seconds from the first half. heavy pressure. Down he goes. A lineman kind of picks up the ball. Still scrambling and rolling. Big boy finds the football and just says, let me move forward. Number 37, Eli West, kind of finds the ball into his hands a little bit there. All right, so that brings us officially to the end of that first half. They're going to roll directly into the third quarter here, and I do believe they're going to start with the same way they normally would, roll into the kickoff, and then we'll bring you the second half action. All right, so the ball didn't make it to past the 20, so they mark it at the 40. Again, I'm still learning these rules. This is kind of new to me here. I'm going to learn as we go. Ball placed at the 40. Reapers going to start their first possession here, the second half, leading this ball game 6-0. Reapers come to the line. They bring in an extra tight end. Toss to the right. Got blockers out in front. Bangs his way down. That looks like they're going to give him a gain of 5. That's a great first down carry. Gain of 5 yards here is going to bring up a 2nd and 5. That kind of opens up the playbook a little bit. Big number 26, Josh Lichter, out there leading the way as the lead blocker. He kind of stands out with his bright orange helmet with the that Midwest Titans. That's a good looking helmet. Might be a little bit biased because that's my favorite color, but that bright orange really stands out on the field. It's a good looking concept they had this year. They had a tough break last night. They opened up against a tough Omaha Stockman team, which was kind of overlooked a little bit. A lot of guys kind of looked past the Omaha Stockman, but because they've never won a championship game. But they've been in the MFA where they have to see the likes of the Bulldogs every single year, and they've battled them well in the championship game in the MFA the last few years. And every year they load up to try to beat the Bulldogs, and they keep getting better, and they keep grinding, and they keep they keep getting better, and they're doing the right things. So it wasn't surprising at all for me and for people who know the Stockman to see the outcome of that first game last night. However, I do think the Titans are going to start getting things together. Again, they're young, and I feel like the young the young mindset of their players is what allowed them to overlook last night's competition, but I think they'll get back on the right track here. That they're well coached over there. They've got a lot of veteran core group guys that have been around that group for a hot minute, so they're going to be back on the right track as well. Again, they just took a tough one off the chin last night in their home opener. First and 10, moving the sticks. You're going to see the same formation. All they did was flip. Josh is now back in the back. He's going to get the handoff, pick his way a couple yards. I don't think he got back to the initial line of scrimmage. I think he's going to lose a yard there. Quarterback number 12, Zach Wormsley, another good friend of mine. He's leading the charge here in the backfield as the quarterback for the Reapers as they go down the stretch here in the second half. They mark him about at a yard loss there, so bring up 2nd and 11. Unable to get back to the line of scrimmage here. And it's funny, now that you see this league, again, it's being a Sunday league. We talked about it a little earlier for those of you who were tuning in. I'm getting an update here. The injured player is number 85, Caleb Jones. Prayers out to that man and his family. If you guys can send me an update on how he's doing. You don't have to send it on air. I know, oh, wow, that is a fantastic catch by number 19. That man has been showing out. Zach drops that ball on an absolute dime. But again, you don't have to put it on air. I know a lot of people like their privacy on what's going on, but if you guys can just send us a private message, I really want to keep tabs on how he's doing that. It's sad to see. I've seen my fair share of injuries being around this sport as long as I've been around it and seeing what's going on, but it didn't look good initially the way they brought him off and had him padded up and wrapped up. So again, prayers to him. Appreciate you guys tapping in and watching with us. Appreciate you guys spending the day with us. Huge catch again. That brings us down inside the red zone. Another time, 1st and 10 from right on the 20. Josh is kind of a utility guy here. Orange helmet again. It's easy to spot. He slides out inside into a receiver spot here. Shotgun pistol formation right up the middle. There's a huge gap. You could have drove a truck through that hole. He wasn't touched until he was about 7 or 8 yards down the field. Second and 3. I'm laughing because my wife thought she spotted an injury. Another one. She said he was holding his arm. And a little bit of showboating a little bit here. He was trying to get some love from his players, and he kind of walked through the fans or walked through a sideline here. And now he seems to be A-okay. Looks like maybe a little stinger over there. We all know how that feels. Reaper settle in here to 2nd and 4. Toss to the right-hand side. Blown up in the backfield, spun around, slammed down. The lead blocker had his hands on that man, just didn't engage. He was able to shed that block and make a huge tackle. That's going to bring us all the way back for a loss of 6. 3rd down and 10 is where I see the sticks at the moment. This is a little bit more manageable of a field goal situation here, distance-wise. If they don't gain another yard, you're looking about a 35, 36-yard field goal attempt. Now, I don't know if they have the kicker with a leg on the sideline to do that. I would venture to guess you're going to see these guys in 4-down mindset here. They're probably going to go for the next 2 plays. Snap, quick pass to the right, kind of throws it up to the receiver, intercepted. I don't have a number. He's wearing a white jersey. This might be 6. Nobody in sight. One more man to beat. It's going to be a foot race. He's got it. Down the sideline he goes. Go ahead, big fella. Have yourself a day. I don't have a number for him again. I'm looking around. No flags. That's a clean touchdown. Pick 6. All right, so Militia, it's kind of been a one-sided affair today, but they have a chance to take their first lead of this ball game. Heather McCarty, hey, no worries. I appreciate it. Me and my wife, I kind of enjoy doing this. It kind of takes the pressure off me. Myself, I'm a kicker, and the year we won a national championship to me was kind of my last year with the Bulldogs. I'm still on the staff over there, but I'm a father of 4. I got my wife up here in the booth. She's battling a cancer, so this is a good way for us to kind of spend time with each other away from the kids. My youngest kids are with my son, my oldest son right now, hanging out at the house. They were with us in the booth the first half, but it's a good way for kind of us to get away from reality for a little bit, divulging in what we got going on in front of us, spend time with each other, and kind of hang out with you guys in the same time, and still be a part of the sport that I love and that competitive nature that I grew up with. So appreciate you guys hanging out with us, spending a Sunday evening with us. 9:44 on the clock. Militia call a timeout. They're going to look to dial up something special here, kind of try to take this lead. It doesn't look like this is going to be a high-scoring affair, so you never know. This might be the game on the line if they're able to get this 2 points in. So we're going to step aside here. We're going to watch and see what goes on. Reaper step up, crowd the box here. Pressing on the outside. Can't give up too much room. Showing a blitz. Here they come. Heavy. He bobbles a snap. He's going to throw it. I don't see a flag. I don't know if that was the intended receiver. I don't know if that was an intended receiver, but he found the young man and he threw it to him. He's wearing a different jersey. So again, I don't have a name unless I would give it to you, but this young man has been a man that I've been watching. He's hopping around the field. He's maybe 120 pounds, I would guess, but he's been having fun. He's been having more fun than anybody else out there today. It's always fun to see. He's been dancing. He's been jumping around, hyping up his guys. Two-point conversion is good. It's going to bring us a score of 8-6. Militia leading the way with 9:44 on the clock. Heather, I appreciate it. For those who have kids, you understand kid-free time is always a good time. We have twin 6-year-olds. My daughter is 8, and then my oldest son is getting ready to be 18. So thankfully, he's old enough now he can kind of watch the youngins while we do this. Every now and then we'll switch off, and he'll be on the camera, and my wife will kind of do her thing with the kids and kind of chill out for a little bit. But as always, I appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Get another update here as well. They're saying it was more of his back, not necessarily a neck injury. As I'm getting some updates here, he was able to move all of his limbs, and they had him on his stomach until the neck brace came as a precaution, which that's a good thing to hear. Hopefully that what we're getting is accurate information. But as always, man, nothing but good wishes for him. Hopefully he makes a quick recovery. Hopefully that was all precautionary. That's going to be the best outcome as of now, that was all precautionary. We're going to go ahead and hope that's what it was as well. Appreciate you guys bringing the updates. As always, thank you guys for hanging out with us. Again, if you don't mind hitting the subscribe button, hitting the like button, jumping over on our Facebook. Again, tag somebody, share it, subscribe. We're going to try to cover KC and keep everything authentic. For those of you that were around for the halftime of the pregame show, a lot of the music that you hear, all of it is going to be a KC-specific artist as well. There's some of the Credulous on there, King Gouda. You're going to hear a couple different artists from all KC around the area. We're going to try to make this as Casey authentic through and through, start to finish broadcast as we can. That's the idea behind the broadcast. So, again, appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Toss the... Oh, a huge hit. Number 33, Raymond Chase, levels the running back. They've been bringing intense pressure off that side. The left-hand side of the Reapers offensive line today has been having their hands full with that left-hand side rush. So if they don't clear that up, they're going to continue to bring heavy pressure. That's going to bring up a 2nd and long here. Looking at about a 2nd and 15. Clock continues to roll at just at 9 minutes here in the third quarter. See how Militia respond. Looking right, quick pass right. Receiver goes up. This has got to be his favorite target. This young man, they're just throwing it up and letting him go up and make plays on it. He's kind of got about 6 inches of height here on the corner that's been covering him. They might change that up here a little bit. I would assume you're going to have to do something because they're going to continue to target that man. That man is having himself a ball game. Number 19, Alteric Buchanan. It's going to bring up a much more manageable 3rd down and 3 here. Leslie, hey, this my man. Somebody say left side. If you don't quit playing with me, my friend. And speaking of the left side, a shout out to Run Left. It's a podcast company I'm really good friends with. If you guys want a weekend wrap up of semi-pro entertainment all the way around the booth, go to Facebook, type in Run Left, look at their podcast page, give them a like on Facebook. Every Monday morning, they're going to bring you a complete weekend wrap up of everything that's going on semi-pro around the area. They're going to cover Minnesota, Nebraska, Iowa, Kansas, Missouri. They're going to bring you NEFL, UCFL, MFA, some 8-man action. They're going to start doing a little bit of the MRFL. They do their podcast every Sunday night. Monday morning ride to work. I listen to it every single week. Do not miss the show. And it's just funny you say left side. So Run Left, their slogan. If you want the tutty, run left. So shout out to those guys. Again, Run Left. Find them on Facebook. We're going to try to partner up with those guys a little bit. We're doing a little partnership. Basically what it is they stopped him a yard short. Huge stop there on 4th down. If I can see, if this is right and that holds, they got him a yard short. So we're going to try to bring you a KC game of the week. We're actually talking to bring an Omaha team that's going to do a Run Left Omaha game of the week every single week, and then partner up with the podcast Run Left, and they're going to bring you a full weekend wrap up. They're actually starting a new thing now, so if you guys don't get on soon, they're going to leave you behind. Contact Run Left. They're actually doing a promotional event right now where you can contact them. It's going to cost a little bit of money, not too much, but they're going to do a specific, they're going to bring you for your team that is on board with them and partners up with them. I know the Tridents just got on board, and there's another team in the works. I don't want to put out their business that's doing it, but they're going to bring you specific stats, player highlights, big team news, breaking news coverage, and you're going to get that highlight time every episode on Monday. I know the Bulldogs were talking about doing it. The Tridents are already on board. There's a couple teams, like I said. It's changing the game of semi-pro. If you want these young athletes and these young men to get that highlighted time and to highlight their achievements, contact Run Left. Like I said, between us and them, we're trying to do some huge things for these gentlemen, and it's going to take all of us together to get that accomplished. So, again, Run Left. Check them out. Hand off to the right-hand side. Huge gap. Great play on the defensive side over there as he diagnosed it. I believe that is number 97, Kai Matthews. If he didn't disengage from that block upfield and come back down the field, that was going to be a gain of at least 15, 20, as there was nothing but Greenfield in front of him. So, huge play on that young man there. you pull up a Run Left podcast 2 weeks ago, I was actually honored to be on the show. So I spent about an hour talking to them guys up there about a lot of things, big things going on around semi-pro. Talks of the MFA possibly coming back for those of you who are around the semi-pro area. Balls out on the floor again. Some scuffling going on. Reapers have the ball, no flags. Huge turnover takeaway there. But yeah, there's some rumors of some movement going around. MFA's in talks of possibly coming back for those who have been around and know what that league is like. That league has been a league that's been kind of the model league, if you would, around the area since I've been playing semi-pro anyway. I'd be excited to see them come back. They bring a lot of professionalism back to the semi-pro world. There's a lot of standards and disciplines and different things you have to have your organization meet, but it's for the betterment of the players. And I was a part of the All-Star game there a few years ago, and that's the first time I've ever had an All-Star game that was for the players, but specifically by the players as well. For those of you who don't know, we had a draft night where the player captains actually had to sit down and draft players from around the league to put their All-Star team together. So it was an incredible night. They rented out a banquet room, a ceremony room. We all got together and had a big catered dinner, passed out awards, welcoming the All-Stars, and had a full slate of All-Star activities the day after. So it was a fantastic weekend. So hopefully what I'm hearing is true. Here comes the snap. Quick pass over the middle into double coverage. Squeezes it in there to big number 84, Damian Womack. I'm going to guess he called that in the huddle and he knew exactly who was going, or maybe he called the hot route and kind of misread the coverage. However, it worked. Second down and 3, gain of 7 on first down. That's a great way to get out ahead of the chains. Clock is going to continue to roll here in this league like we talked about earlier. So the clock is going to start becoming a factor as the Reapers continue to try to battle to get out from behind an 8-6 deficit here. Give him the stiff arm down the left-hand side. He goes. Number 1, Davon Sheed makes a touchdown-saving tackle, keeps his team out in front. Moving the sticks over there is the Reapers as they continue to pound away on the ground. I talk about the clock being a factor. These guys don't feel like the clock's a factor. They're going to keep the ball on the ground and keep chipping away. Ooh, that's the exact same play that we just saw, the exact same coverage that we just saw. This time he just wasn't able to sneak the football in there. I don't foresee him getting away with that throw too many more times here. They're going to start catching on to that idea. 2nd and 10. Clock continues to roll. 4 minutes and 15 seconds here in the third quarter and counting. Zach brings his man to the line. You got twins to the far side, twins to the near side. Here comes a snap. Same concept you just saw again. That was an absolute dangerous play. Thrown behind the receiver who's been his favorite target all night. The young man that just had a pick 6, maybe he's still winded from running 90 yards, but he just dropped that one. He's hanging his head. If he would have caught that ball, he could have high-stepped and walked his way down into the end zone there. So that's going to be a missed opportunity for him. I know he wants that one back. Clock continues to roll. 3 minutes and 30 seconds left and counting here in the third quarter. Third and 10. Same formation you just seen here. Look in the opposite direction. Kind of lobs the ball out there in space. Nobody home. Not sure they were on the same page. You see Josh is over there on the far side. He's telling him, you had a 9, I had the underneath, or vice versa, whatever it is. They weren't on the same page. So they're going to retry this 4th down and 10. just inside of the better side here of midfield. So again, this league, I'm still learning kind of cope with this clock. You don't have many possessions, so the possessions you do have, you have to make them count, especially if you're playing from behind. 2 minutes and 30 seconds and rolling here in the third quarter. Mr. Utility, Josh is back in the backfield. He's going to be the man punting this ball away. He was able to get a punt off earlier, but just barely. He was forced to kind of sky it. I don't know if that was tipped or just off the side of his foot. Either way, you see it. Got a good roll. He avoids a huge tackle. He's got a wall down the side. Josh is kind of hanging his head. He went for a massive hit, lowered his head, saw nothing but turf, and that young man was able to just sneak right around him and avoid that huge hit. Josh has got to outweigh that man by probably a good 85 pounds. So good thing he was number one. Davion Shee was able to sidestep Josh's hit because that could have been dangerous there. So here we go. Minute and 53. Clock finally stopped for the change of possession. Militia are taking over. If they can score here, it might be lights out for the Reapers. Running out of Red Bull. We're on a dangerous mission here. I'm going to have to Grubhub me some Red Bull or Uber Eat me some Red Bull to the booth. Stat and pronto. Gonna have a trip set to the far side, single, kind of a little draw play. He's still on his feet somehow. I don't know if it kind of looked like the quarterback was trying to pull that ball out on kind of like a draw read type look, but the running back wrapped his hands around the ball and was not taking no for an answer there. They fall behind the sticks here, 2nd and 13. We have twins the top, twins the near side. Everybody's jumping. Center stands up and says, "Hey, fellas, I still have the football. I don't know why any of you moved." And they're going to call a false start. Second and 18. Militia are in no hurry here. I believe they're going to just let this clock run out. We're inside of 10 seconds left of the third. 4, 3, 2, 1. I don't think they're going to get the snap off. They tried to get the snap off. They just didn't get it. That's going to be the end of the third quarter as the horn sounds. We're going to head down the stretch at another nail-biter type game, 8-6. Same type of game we saw last night in North Kansas City. A little bit different atmosphere. Not as much on the line here tonight as it was last night in a big, huge regional national type feeling. But that game was kind of draining for us. This game has a little more laid-back type atmosphere. Appreciate, again, all of you hanging out with us. We're going to head down the last 15 minutes of this game. Then we're going to take a step aside. We're going to shut the stream down, let everything kind of cool down. We got to build up the next stream. And then we're going to drop a link as well. So look out for our Outlaws Media Group page on Facebook. As soon as we get the next stream up and running, we'll drop the link over there. And then stay tuned because we're going to bring you the Kansas City Chiefs and the Giants immediately after this game. Should be about a 45-minute break, possibly. I don't know if you're going to get too much of a break because of the injuries that happen. That kickoff is scheduled for 6:30. We're currently sitting at about 5:40. So as soon as this game's over in the next 15 minutes, we're going to shut things down, rebuild, reboot, send the link out, and we'll roll the entire next game right here from the booth here at Center High School. There's the man I wanted to see, Andrew, in the chat. That's the man for Run Left. Again, we talked about Run Left earlier. If your team is trying to do something special and get your guys notice and get your stats and get your special, your news coverage out there, this is the man to see. Find him on Facebook. Throw it down in the chat. I'm sure he'll link out with you. I'm sure he'll give you some type of number, contact, whatever it is. Run Left Podcast. That's the man to see. That's the man behind the action. Get involved. I promise you, if you do not get involved now, you're going to miss the train and you're going to run out of room and you're going to miss the hype. This is something that you want to get involved with early because once it's gone, you're not going to be able to catch up. Deep ball to the left, kind of underthrows underthrows the intended receiver there. He had him by about 6 yards, just didn't have enough arm to get there. That young man that I like, he's dancing, he's hyped up. He knew he had him beat. They just couldn't connect there. Reapers by themselves another lifeline. 14:53 left on the clock. Fourth quarter action. This game is going to be a nail-biter down the stretch. With the way the clock runs, Reapers might be down to their last chance here to get back in this football game. This is going to be a huge possession for them. They're going to have to walk down the field 65 yards to get the job done. 14 minutes on the clock to do it. Plenty of time. However, they don't have many more opportunities to do so. So good. Who's got hoodie on? Oh, down. Oh yeah, I've been talking to the Bulldogs. I talked to them last night. Last night was just a huge night in the Bulldog in the dog pound up there in North Kansas City High School. There wasn't too much talk other than what the task at hand was. So I'll get you an answer here shortly. I know Dorsey was I talked to Dorsey about it. He's 100% on board with it. He likes what you guys are doing as well. I do believe the Tridents already jumped on board with you guys. Again, I was telling teams earlier, if you want that type of coverage and that content every Monday morning on your ride to work and something to listen to, and huge coverage for the guys that are on your team that are spending money and putting their bodies on the line to come out here. If you want to do something a little extra special for them, contact Run Left and do so now because it's a two-man crew, two-man podcast crew. Once they're filled, they don't have much wiggle room, so they can only put so much on their slate right now. So get in there now before it's too late, because once that ship sells, man, you're gonna miss out on a unique opportunity to change this entire semi-pro scene as everyone sees it. And like I said, I've got nothing but good things to say. If you miss this train, you're gonna regret it, I promise. Clock's rolling, 3rd down and 5, just inside of 13 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock, and the clock is rolling. False start. I'm assuming the left guard kind of stood there. He was never set. He was never in any type of stance. He was kind of just walking up to the line. I'm not sure. He's got a cavalry helmet on, but I can't see his numbers. Kind of got it rolled up and tucked in. They had a ball game yesterday, too. I believe they won 40-something points to 0. 42-0. Shout out to those guys, 5-0. So I know he's got to be tired. 42 points is not an easy feat to put up when you're blocking your butt off all night long. Cavalry are now the last remaining undefeated team. for Kansas City. Outside the Chiefs, the MRFL Chiefs are still undefeated as well. So 2 remaining teams undefeated in Kansas City. I don't know if they'll end up seeing each other down the line. There's some talks between the two of setting up a game. There's some talks. 42, there it is. There's some talks of the Chiefs here possibly taking on the Bulldogs at some point. Maybe even the Chiefs or the Cavalry at some point. Yeah, second false start again. Again, I don't know if it's because he's not getting set. I didn't necessarily see anybody jump, but I'm curious to see if they're going to continue to call him. He's walking to the line. You see him here. He's going to be just the left side of the center. And he's not getting any type of stance. Okay, no flag there. Big number 19 loses the shoe, but secures the catch. Huge gain of 20. This man has been the targeted receiver. He's got to be over 100, 120 yards tonight. Huge for this man. His shoe came off, so he's going to run to the sideline, adjust some of his equipment. I'm sure he won't miss but 1 or 2 snaps, and he'll be right back in. If the Reaper's going to make this comeback, they're going to need him down the stretch. Leslie Clay, I don't want to hear it. I see the faces in the chat. We spoke last night, but you see it. This is the left side. I know he's got a soft spot for the left side. He plays on the left side as well for the Panthers. He's a huge man to move. He plays very physical. You're going to see him move down the field a lot. So if you guys ever get a chance to check out the Panthers, remember this young man's name because you're going to see him a lot here in the near future. I know he's got a lot on his plate. There's some big moves planned for this young man. I know some colleges are looking at him. Actually, from our very first broadcast that we ever did, we broadcasted a Panthers and Cavalry game, and a couple of colleges started calling, looking for this young man and a couple others, but shout out to him and what he's doing. His play speaks for itself. He's a young man who loves the game, and he plays with a lot of passion, but he plays with a lot of physicality, and for those of you who know semi-pro in the area, there's one team that stands out when it comes to playing with physicality and passion. So you already know they're calling. So what this young man chooses to do, we don't know. But hopefully we see him playing at a college someday here in the near future. That's the what we're trying to do for everyone in this level. Those are the guys who have eligibility left and want to do something for themselves. That's what we hope is the outcome for every single one of them. So best wishes to you, young man. Hopefully everything works out in your favor, and we will continue to talk soon. As they say, you want the tutty, run left. Reapers are threatening here. 10 minutes to go. They can win. There he is again. I'm not even going to say his name. You know who it is. If there's a big pass and a catch, you already know who it is. Zach has been throwing absolute dime pieces out here tonight. You can't draw it up better than that. He was on one-on-one coverage on the outside. Take notes because apparently you're not going to get the job done. Altrick Buchanan. Somebody give that corner some help on the outside, please. There's got to be a safety. Something's got to be over the top. He has been running really... There's been no technique in what he's been doing on the big catches. Not to say that it's a bad receiver, but he's running a 9 route, and they simply just cannot keep up. That might be... Can't see the number now, but yeah, somebody's got to help that young man. Looking left. Ball kind of pinballs around. I think it was intercepted. They're not going to give him that 2 points. A few players down. Grabbing at his knee. There's already been too many injuries on this field. You don't want to see too many more here. Hopefully he gets up quick. He's holding at his knee, grabbing at his knee. Titans player out there in the orange. So that is Josh Lichter. He's been with this team for forever, and he's also been with the Titans forever. That's kind of a unique thing here in Kansas City that you won't see around the country in other places. Being a lot of leagues have a clause where you can't play for another team in that league if you get cut or if you choose to leave that team. However, the Sunday League is something unique, so there is no clause that has you can't play for the Saturday teams anyway, saying that you can't play on a Sunday. So there's a lot of guys on the field. You're going to see there's a couple Cavalry guys on the field, a couple of the Titans on the field. You're going to see some guys that play both ways. It's not shocking to me. He's been with the Titans for years, and he's been with this club for years. A lot of guys who just love the game, they're going to want to come out and double down. I do know, well, at least I've been told, the MRFL has a stipulation you can only have a certain amount of semi-pro type players on your roster at one time. So that's why you're only going to see 2 or 3 guys probably at any certain time on a roster from each one of these teams. But it's 100% okay. You're going to see it on Saturdays. They can play Saturday and Sunday. You just can't play for multiple Saturday teams. So it's kind of a unique thing here in Kansas City. He's hopped up to his feet. And that's another thing you necessarily won't see on a Saturday. You see number 42, James Anderson. He's kind of hobbling off, but he's carried to the cart by 2 Reapers. So shout out to you guys for a good show of sportsmanship. Sometimes you won't necessarily see that on Saturday football. The guys got their blood flowing real bad. So pat on the shoulder for a couple of the Reapers. Brandon Ratliff helping him off. I can't see who the other player is. Hopefully I can get a number for him. Sam Seabrant, I am being told, is the other gentleman helping him off the field. Shout out to you, young men, for doing things the right way. Number 42 makes his way here to the near sideline. Hobbles off. He's not putting any weight on that knee. I don't know if it was a lower leg injury. He's holding his knee. It's also pointing at his ankle, so hopefully he'll be all right. So, 9 minutes and 56 seconds left on the clock. We're going to stop the clock for the change of possession here. 12-8 down the stretch. We're about to see if we're going to have any more excitement here as we go down. Josh, again, Mr. Utility's back here. He's going to punt the ball away. I'll let him know after this game that I'm still going to outpunt him, but he's a lot bigger than me, so I'm going to yell it from the booth where he's not at. Again, for those of you who haven't watched, or maybe you're just tuning in, got 23 of you here in the chat with us today. Appreciate you guys all hanging out, but you're going to see a little bit different type kickoff here than what you're used to seeing in the NFL and on Saturday leagues in the semi-pro around the area. It's kind of the UCFL style kick. The ball's got to clear the 20 and then land before you can approach. That man's on a dance floor. He's throwing every dance move he has. He probably covered 25 yards within a 5-yard gap, and down he goes. They're all laughing at him. He's out there having fun regardless. Good thing he's quick on his feet because, again, he's maybe 115, 120 pounds. So if he takes a shot, it's gonna hurt. So good thing he's got some light footwork. You go out to the club next week, I guarantee you're going to see him using the same moves. XFL, that's what I was looking for. Appreciate it, Carr. Carr, again, he's in the chat. Huge win last night, 42-0. Remaining outside of the Chiefs in the semi-pro Saturday type leagues in Kansas City. They are repping Kansas City, remaining the only 5-0 team in Kansas City. Again, I don't see them losing this year inside of that league. They do have a huge regional showdown coming up here in the next couple months, but shout out for those dudes for doing the right thing. We talked about them for about 30 minutes earlier when Tony was up here with us about what they've been doing right in the last few years to build and why I think that's going to be the next big team in Kansas City to keep your eyes out for. There's a lot of talk about those guys on the regional level. I've been getting a lot of emails and everything about these guys. The regional level just got restructured, and those guys are right in the thick of things at the top of the game. So shout out to Calvary for building things right. Shout out to Carr. Congrats for the huge win last night. I don't know why there wasn't a flag there. He was 3 yards past, but 2nd and 10, clock rolling, coming up on 9 minutes left. XFL style kicks. Man, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not a huge football guy, except for European football. So I've never caught an XFL game. So these are all brand new rules to me. Now, if you were talking about a Manchester United game, maybe taking on Liverpool, it would have been a different story, man. I would have known all about that. But XFL, football type stuff, American football, don't know anything about it. I do believe, jumping over the Calvary, you guys are at home, I do believe, taking on the Panthers in what it was a good back and forth game a few weeks back. It was actually the Outlaws' very first broadcast ever. Shawnee Mission Northwest, correct me in the chat if I'm wrong. Get out there in the horseshoe. These guys have got everything rolling the right way. They've got a nickname. Now, only teams that are ballers and have swag in their organization are going to nickname their home field, and these guys have done just that. Patented horseshoe. Get out there next Saturday. A lot of teams are off for the Memorial Day weekend, but what's a better way to celebrate Memorial Day than get out and watch a good game of football, bring the friends, get out after that game, and just go enjoy the night. I mean, there's nothing more American than catching a football game, and it's brought to you right here in Kansas City. First City Calvary, Shawnee Mission Northwest, horseshoe, big game. They're going to look to go undefeated, stay undefeated. They're taking on the Kansas City Panthers, who are 4-2. You're going to start seeing a lot of the playoff race start taking shape as they roll into the last 2 weeks of their regular season in the MFL. Undefeated at the horseshoe. Hey, drop a time, man. What time? Let these guys know. I'll shout it out for you. I think you guys are one of the few teams in action next week, outside of clearly the Kansas City Panthers. But I do believe the UCFL is off next week. Bulldogs are off next week. Bulldogs are actually off for the next few weeks. Can he get in the end zone here? That is going to be the nail in the coffin. If he can find that right pylon. Huge hit. Flag is up in the air. Helmet flies. He is not moving. This is not what you want to see. He is still not moved. But I think he made the inside of the pylon. He is still not moved. The Reaper is down. The gentleman that hit, again, there's not a malicious intent. This is just football. The gentleman who delivered that hit was the very first man to check on him. Again, Saturday leagues, you're not necessarily going to see that. You're going to see some taunting. You're going to see some guys walking away. There's the touchdown signal. But in this league, on a Sunday, the guy who made the hit was the very first person to check on that. That's something that I'm continuing to enjoy about this league. The more I see, the more I like. Looks like he's back to his feet as the crowd kind of clears. Maybe he just got a little... He took a huge shot, but they're all over. He's back on his feet, kind of been walking off a little bit, kind of woozy. Probably doesn't know too much about what just happened or where he's at, but take that man to the sideline. That was basically, for the better part, the nail in the coffin there. Pick 6. Yeah, they're going to call it unsportsmanlike. I don't know if they gave him a targeting or just the hit to the head there. Not sure what that was, but the man that delivered the blow was the first man to check up on him, so that's all what you always like to see. That 5:30. 5:30, Shawnee Mission Northwest, next weekend on a Saturday, the 29th. First City Calvary in action, looking to stay undefeated and move to 6-0 against the Kansas City Panthers. If you're a fan of Kansas City football, that's the matchup of the week that we're gonna try to actually get out there. There's There's a couple situations where you got to overwork. There's not a huge stands or anything out there, but we're gonna actually get out there this week and take a look and see if we can't bring the Outlaws and do a broadcast, not from a booth, but it'll be our first time trying to broadcast from our vehicle. Actually, we have connections. We have connections in our car and our vehicle that can make it work. So we might try to find some elevation out there and bring you that game live. I will have an update here in the next few weeks. The guys on the field are calling for a touchdown from the booth. We've got it on our scoreboard. 18-8. We're going to bring up the 2-point try. That's one thing you don't have either on a Saturday. That ref has a mic for the. I don't know if you can pick it up on this mic, but he's got a walkie-talkie to the booth, and he's directing traffic from down there as well. So communication, from what I've seen, a lot of people call the MRFL a rec league type, but from what I've seen today, the organization here, they've got the paramedics on standby. They've got walkie-talkies, communications all the way from everybody. We've got actual staff badges on. There's not a lot of games that I've been to that do this. Matter of fact, to be blunt, the only team that I've been around that has this type of organization around the atmosphere and in the stadium would be the Kansas City Bulldogs, because you still have staff badges to get on the field. Their organization there is very similar to what I'm seeing here. So shout out to these guys. They continue to do the right thing. I'm excited to be out here. This is my first time out here catching a football game. Chiefs play next, so they're scheduled for a 6:30 kickoff. We might miss the start of that game due to the injury earlier. Our equipment's kind of heating up here in the booth. There's not an air conditioner in this booth that we're in. We're going to have to shut everything down so we can let things cool off and build the overlay for the next broadcast. We will bring you that game. We just may miss the start of that game depending on how much time we have between the kickoffs. See, I'm going to take that back. I'm not even the boss of this crew. My wife just looked me in the eye and she said, that's not happening. We're going to be live for the start of that kickoff. But she says goes. We're going to make it work. I'm just along for the ride, man. She calls the shots. I just hold on to her coattails and kind of go along for the ride. This game is at Center High School here in Kansas City. Beautiful stadium. The field looks to be brand new. Turf is great. Track is great. Great backdrop to look at here. The booth is a little dated. It's kind of a double-decker booth type thing. I've never been in one of these before. It's a nice booth. Just maybe a little bit dated for what we've been in recently, but it's a great atmosphere, great host. We look forward to being back. This is scheduled to be our new home every Sunday. So if you like it, hit the like button, tune in, maybe come out. If I was you and you're a fan of KC Semi-Pro, I would come out and check, because what's better than watching a football game other than getting a doubleheader for the price of one every single Sunday? These guys are out here. So check them out on Facebook, the Midwest Regional Football League. Come out and watch these guys and support them. Big sack. Got his football pants under his shorts. 97, Kai Matthews with the sack. Drags the quarterback down. This defense is going to start pinning their ears back and coming after him, because with a rolling clock at 5 minutes and 40 seconds left, down by 10, they've got to sit back and air the ball out here. Should have went. There's another game right after this, so if you're in the area, I would come out and check out the next game. The undefeated first place team here in this league is scheduled to kick off immediately after this. So you still have a chance to get out here to the stadium, see the things for yourself. Again, that's scheduled for a 6:30 kickoff. So if you're in the area, I would highly recommend coming out and checking these guys out. A little stutter step going on. I like it. He's been having fun all night long. Look at him. He wide receiver out here. I've been watching this young man dance around all night. He looked down the line and said, "Fellas, how are you moving when you can see the ball?" That's just going to dig a bigger hole. Militia's working the opposite direction of where they're trying to go here. Second and long. Clock continues to roll inside of 4 minutes and 38 seconds left. I'm at a Red Bull. Mayday. Mayday. So the clock does stop on penalties, and I think the Militia caught on to it. They're going to try to move their way all the way down the field on penalties so they don't eat up any clock. That's a brilliant strategy. If I'm, as far as I'm concerned, if I can eat up yards without killing the clock, that's a win-win for me. A run up the middle. They're going to give them a gain of 3. Going to bring up a 3rd down and 12 here. They gave them an extra yard. 3rd down and 11. A long way to go. They're sitting. They've got to know 79 yards here. 3 minutes and 40 seconds and counting. Quarterback drops back, looking right, slings the ball out. He had a receiver. It went through his hands. 4th down and 11. Clock continues to roll inside of 3 minutes. The nice part about working for your wife, who's basically the boss that actually does more work than you do, as soon as this game ends, I'm going to run and take myself a break. She's going to stay up here and continue to do all the hard work. And then I'll be back on the other side of the break to bring you the Chiefs as they battle the Giants. Clock is going to stop here. 2-minute warning, 2 minutes left in this football game. We're sitting just about 20 minutes until kickoff for the Chiefs game, as long as the schedule remains the same here. We said, so what up? Are you going to do a Stockman game this year in Omaha? It's only 2.5 hours away, and we've got a nice booth, he says. And it's funny you say that because we've actually been talking about taking a family trip up to Omaha to check out the zoo. I'm a big fan of zoos. My kids love the zoo. There's nothing like some father time hanging out with the kids. We've been looking to do it anyway, so I might just have to get in your inbox here after tonight and figure out a schedule for you guys, and schedule a family trip around that. Get a little work in while we're on the trip. Stockman, I've got nothing but love for all of those guys. Really good dudes that I've been around for a while. Again, dude, I would absolutely love to. Stockman won a game. This man is setting up games. He's coming after all the smoke in the chat. Love to see it. First City Cavalry doing their things. They want to play as many ranked opponents as they can. And it's funny. So we got a season pass. Dude, send me your schedule. Send it to my inbox. Time now. And I'll get it to the wife. You know, she makes all the final decisions. But we're going to we'll schedule. We're 100% down. We've actually got all of our stuff completely mobile now, so we put it in a suitcase and we can roll out and do streams from anywhere. The only thing that we need is just a Wi-Fi connection. It doesn't even be Wi-Fi. We just need to have cell phone service where we're at, and maybe a little bit of elevation so we can get above and do our thing. But Carr is in the chat looking for some games, and it's funny. So we talked earlier about a strength of schedule, and that's exactly what he's doing right now. First City Cavalry, again, if you guys aren't following them, they're seeing a lot of success, but the success they're seeing isn't by mistake. They've listened to a lot of things that the Bulldogs have done right, and a lot of things other teams in the region have done right. And they were told, they asked yesterday, how do we get better in the region? How do we continue to climb the ranks in the region and give ourselves the best possible chance going into the regional tournament of hosting a game in the Horseshoe? And they were told it's strength of schedule. You go find teams that are constantly in the regional standings and year after year after year in a regular year, not a non-COVID year. And that's exactly what they're doing. They're putting together a hit list. They've already called the Bulldogs out and put them on the schedule for the 24th. Stockman are a team that's always on that regional list as well. Now they're in the chat calling those guys out. So if you want to be a good team, there's no reason. Reach out to the good teams. Reach out to the good teams. And a lot of the good teams are good because they share what's helping. There's no secret to success here. And if a lot of the issue with a lot of teams are if they have an ego and they don't want to share what works, so they think it's a secret. But the good teams, if you talk to the Stockman, you talk to the Bulldogs, you talk to the Queen City Insane Asylum, they all have a formula that works, and they will 100% sit down and share it with you. The question is, what do you do with that talent? And that's what's going to separate good teams from the bad teams. And First City Cavalry, you see it here in the chat with Carrie. Carr is still doing his thing because he listens and his team listens, and they're continuing to building. A lot of guys forget this is their second year in 11-man, and look at what they've done. 2 years ago, nobody knew who the Cavalry were on the 11-man scene. And now not only are they on the 11-man scene, they're exploding onto the 11-man scene. So with that, that's the ball game, 18-8. We're going to step aside. I'm going to take a break. My wife's going to update everything and get it ready to roll. We'll see you here in the next 15 minutes or so, and we'll bring it right back to you, and we're going to pick off where we left off. Appreciate you. See you in a minute.